to me. Feel alright. Just dance with me all through the night.
Turn it up. Close to you.
I feel good. 'Cause I just know feeling of you.
Okay.
Give it to me, baby. Feel alright. I feel good. Just want you to step with me.
Unknown, how's it going, man? How you doing? Feel good. Chris, how's it going, man? How you doing? Enos. MX, how's it going, man? About to eat breakfast, lunch. Nice, nice. I just had breakfast before this. Nice, nice. Long time no see, MX. How you doing, bud? Final boss fight? I think so. One of them. Jesus Christ, seriously? Nothing? Come on. I think this is a shit word, bro. I don't think I'm getting this either. Hold on. Let me lock in. AG. I'm still reading the first book in German. Low-key is worse in my memory. Pushkar, how's it going, man? How you doing? I don't understand where the bald memes came from. I mean, I'm here for them, don't get me wrong. I just don't know where they came from. Or all the avenues of attack against me. Bald. I made a bald image of you. A miss. At it. Oh, it might have been you, Pushkar. How's it? Plague, how's it going, man? We're 3 ads, you greedy pig. We're starting on 3:28, and then we're gonna go for a bit today. Plague, because I'm off work. It's fucking midday. It's raining like piss out there. I don't have anything to do. Fuck it. We'll keep going for a bit. Keep stalling. I gotta do something. Alright, dope. Kami showing up to stream? I know, it's so rare. No, I'm just kidding. He's normally very good. Fucking hell. Double words starting with double vowels. Let's get to 360. Bro, I'm not reading 30 chapters. You're nuts, okay? We'll go for a bit. Don't get me wrong. We'll go for a while. I'm not going to put a hard number like, okay, we'll stop here, okay? Because I want to go, like, for a while today. I'm chilling. I'm not 363, bro. What? I'm gonna read 36 chapters? Who do you think I am? Carton. Timer. Alarm. Barking? Finishing COI today. Go. Love you too, buddy. Alright, well, we can't let Chris down, so we might go for a while then. Fuck it. Hey, Chris stepped up when I needed him to. I gotta step up when he needs me to, okay? I didn't have anyone to mod COI because most of my mods hadn't read COI. And Chris was like, nah, I can do it. So, hold on, let me cook. Rattle. Shake. Alarm. Concern. Chance. Roll of the die. Fate. Muse. Harsh, how's it going, man? Fuck. Noodle. Boardwalk. Okay. Timer, sign, parking. Is anyone getting anything? I'm so confused. I'm good too, Harsh. I'm good too. I'm good. Good day so far. Woke up like 2 hours ago. Went out to get some groceries. Came back, had some breakfast. Got my ass beat in Elden Ring for a bit. New Siren, Fate, Fury. I don't even know what that would mean. Fate, Fury, Siren. Muse? The oh, god damn, Plague. Nice. Chance, Noodle. What was? Carton. Écoutez mon cœur. You have the chance. You have the luxury. You have the noodle. Oh. Noodle. Oh, I guessed that. Let's go. Oh my god. That was pure luck. I had nothing. I had nothing in my brain there for that. That was a pure guess. That was just, oh. The gods of fate are on my side today. Phenomenon. Rare. Phenomena. Unexpected. Error validating word? What, you don't know that word? Seriously, you're taking the piss? Thank you. Unexpected. Rare. Occasionally. Keep. Keep. Possess. Retain. Retain. Staff. Retain. Retain. How is it unexpected and rare not connected? Unlikely? Unexpected, unlikely. Surprise. Retain surprise. Matt, how's it going, man? This is a lexicon. Lexicon is like you have to connect two words. So today is like phenomena and keep, and you have to connect them via a chain of like linked words by meaning, not by how they sound or anything. So like phenomena to unexpected, unexpected to surprise. I now have to somehow connect surprise to retain. I don't know. I'm trying to figure something out. Treasure's not a bad one. Validating treasure? Okay, this game is dog shit. Fuck you. Thank you. Jesus. Okay. Surprise. Okay. Okay, let's go to the other side. Okay, retain have. How do you connect retain to like? What do you connect retain to? Retain, keep, have, what? I don't know. When I think like retain, I think of like staff or like employees. I don't know. Does that divorce? I'm curious where your mind's going with that. I don't know. I tried possess it. Yeah, it's already on here. It didn't like it. Retain employee? Fuck me, dude. Cringe shit. Okay, keep. Okay, let's just start from the start. Okay, keep. How do you retain? I fucking hate words like this, because words like keep and shit, they're so fundamental. Like the actual meaning of them is so nebulous in my mind. Like rare words that use infrequently, like I have a good definition of that I can like, use to like expand out. Words that like, they're so like this are so fundamental, like I don't even know how to. It's more like a vague nebulous concept in my mind than like an actual word with like a hard definition. Spectral, how's it going, man? Surprise. Gift. Treasure, gift. Wait. Occasion? Yes! Okay. Occasion, birthday. Fuck. Occasion, happy? Keep happy. I don't know how happy is linked to keep. I don't know. But whatever. Okay, I'm not judging. Occasion, birthday. Rare. Infrequent. Marriage? Oh, hold on. Okay, marriage happy. Couple? Okay, happy couple. Divorce. Unhappy. Yay! Let's go! See, Matt, like your word divorce, it didn't do anything at the start, but then it got us couple eventually, and that like helped us get you generally end up creating, unless you get like really lucky and it's like quite a straight line, you end up making like a web of words and they end up connecting with like one fucking weird word and it'll just all fit in after that. Okay, that was good. We did it. Okay, let's do a chess game and then we can go, okay? We're in no rush today because we're going to be here for a while, so let's just... No kissing before... Why is my fucking shit lagging? Excuse me? The fuck? Oh, here, idiot. These puzzles are so dog shit. Well, my rating is also currently pretty dog shit, so I don't like to judge too much, True, it's time for me to Okay, first of all, it's time for me to outshine someone harsh, okay? I am not the timeout merchant anymore. I generally get so many actual wins nowadays. Fuck you. Got it in 4. Wordle, I'm assuming? The fuck? Hold on, excuse me, because I can't take this, because then I look... Oh, you fucking idiot. You actual idiot. And that, kids, is why my rating is so dog shit. In case I'm still busy, start with the walls closing in. Alright, sounds good. Thank you, Kami. Okay, but we're getting close to 800 now, which is nice. How long have I been playing chess? Like technically for a while. I just don't like I haven't played in a so I started playing in COVID, really, like most people did. But then after like maybe 2020, maybe 3, I haven't really touched it. So it's like a you know, I'm not as good as I used to be. I'm getting better. Okay, I think here, and then I just castle here. I already have an escape route. It's quite decently well protected. I like this way. This maybe go here to attack the queen. Queen moves here. Maybe we go here. I don't know. Maybe I get lucky. I don't know. Do this. Why would you make 2 moves to the... Wait, which one are you talking about? Oh, this. I generally... Okay, I generally find I don't do a lot with that bishop. So I prefer to get rid of it because that knight can sometimes become a real hassle. So if possible, I just like to get rid of it. Oh, you idiot. I don't know why I did. Oh, that was dumb. That was dumb. Clearly not very high, as I'm sure you can tell, MX. Oh, that was so fucking stupid. Oh, this is all... Oh, man. If I just pushed this up 1, it would have killed off those 2 squares. Can't push up 2 because then the knight takes... You blocked off your own knight. Yeah. Yes, as you can tell, Matt, I'm actually pretty dog shit, as I'm sure you're figuring out. He can take. No, this is okay. This is not horrible. Now my bishop, of course, is just blocked in. I'm gonna go here. Okay, dude, I want you to take that knight, okay? That knight is just the bane of my fucking existence. Can I now keep pushing? Thank you. Yeah, Matt, I'm curious what's your rating? I gotta move my queen out, though. She's just not doing anything here. Like 1650 in my prime? Nice, nice. Okay, so your prime rating was definitely a lot higher than mine. Here. Like this. Cringe. Shit. Fucking called it. Push B and C pawn? Let me get my queen out of the way first. Just because I don't like where she's sitting, because it's really easy for her to get trapped there, so I'm not gonna bother. But after that, yeah, that was what I was concerned with, yeah. But now that this is back, I don't mind pushing these, yeah. Because I don't know what but like, I think you can see my concern, right? Like somewhere there was a risk of my queen getting trapped, and I just didn't want to take that chance. Like, I mean, I'm up 2 pawn. Bishop d3 is a good move for your opponent, but he missed it. I fucking knew that's what he was gonna do too. God, you're so bold. Here, but oh wait. Here, he takes. I think I like that move. I think I like that move. That I don't like. That was dumb. Like my highest was 2200? Bro, excuse me? Oh shit, I'm so low on time, I didn't even notice. That's not good. I don't want to. Nope, I'm done. I was so low on time. I don't know. Yeah. I will time out. Yeah, fuck you, Harsh, okay? Fuck you. God. Fucking dick. Ah, that's so cringe. Man, if I wasn't that low on time, I positionally, I think I was winning. That's so dumb. Yeah, like I'm winning here, no problem. Like, okay, even here, and then just... Oh. I'm just gonna go here. Even that's a really bad move. Okay. This. Okay, whatever. My closest over the board term is an hour and a half away, so I never join them. MX, dude, you were rated 2200. You really should. What the fuck? I've never played over the board chess either, I want to be clear. But I'm dog shit, so, you know. All right, let's start. Dude, I will get timed out IRL and I'll end up breaking the fucking clock, okay? So it's better I don't do this. A bottle of fiction, mate. Some guy actually broke the clock at Attorney House. Wait, Matt, so that means you were rated 1650 IRL? Really? Like, over the board chess? That's, like, incredible, because from what I understand, online ratings are decently inflated. Chess.com ones, from what I understand, are, like, kind of similar-ish. Lee Chess in particular is like, is fucking inflated as piss. I was rated like 1700 on Lee Chess, and I was like, yeah, this shit ain't it, bro. Yeah, I used to play for my high school team at the time. Oh shit, cool, man. Lumion Lee. Lumion found himself frozen in place, his gaze distant as he reacted to the ominous growl. In the shadowy corner of the abandoned mine, a figure outlined itself. A figure in a complete coat of brown dogskin. The figure's torso and abdomen burst open, revealing a human form, adorning white robes embellished with intricate silver and black. Without a sound, the canine skin dropped to the ground, unveiling a man. Oh fuck, wait, a wall's closing in. No, fuck, Kami's gonna get so mad at me. Hold on. Kami's gonna fucking lose his shit, hold on. I remember just in time, boys. I would have lost his shit. Without a sound, the canine skin dropped to the ground, unveiling a man of slight stature, 1.7 meters tall. His thin black hair framed his face with sharply intense eyes. This was none other than Guillaume Benet, the padre of the Cordoue village. At that moment, a smile graced his face. He held a white human bone in his grasp, his eyes aflame with fanatical zeal that suggested he was on the cusp of receiving a newfound boon. a boon that could reshape his destiny. Benet's initial instinct was to flee from 50 Rue Vincent the moment he saw his decoy incapacitated and his adversary vanishing. In doing so, the fuck you mean there's no music? What, you guys can't hear it? Is Kami fucking with me? Can you guys not hear the music? Oh, okay. In doing so, the decoy could fulfill its potential of averting disaster. He would escape the looming catastrophe, embarking on a fresh start in a new location, unburdened by the present circumstances. Yet within an instant, it's low? Okay. Let me know if that's better. It should be, but all the same. Yet within an instant, his abilities as a fate appropriator alerted him to the anomaly in the assailant's destiny and the lingering traces of a formidable entity aligned with the inevitability pathway. From this revelation, he deduced that the individual responsible was Lumion Lee, the person harboring an angel he had once tirelessly invoked. Rapid thoughts raced through Guillaume's mind. As a devoted adherent to the might of inevitability, he was consumed by his zealous fervor. He sought to capture or eliminate Lumion. He aspired to break the seal, allowing Termiboris to truly descend. He yearned to obtain a godhood boon, breaking free from the constraints of mortality. He longed to stand as inevitability's chosen representative. Having swiftly assessed the situation, Guillaume Benet ordered Paulina and the others to flee, luring away any potential allies of Lumion. Meanwhile, he left the substitute, creating a trail of clues for Lumion to follow, leading him to the basement. With his preparations in place, Guillaume entered the sacrificial chamber, preserving the sheepskin, cowhide, and dogskin, enabling Lumion, already versed in the animal creation spell, to uncover the truth. Simultaneously, he shook off the tuft of dog fur, inadvertently revealing his escape route. He chanted the incantation he had prearranged, dispelling the animal creation spell. Upon drawing up from his concealed power, Guillaume unlocked the door leading to underground Trier. This ability, a source of personal avarice, enabled Guillaume to convert designated, modest-sized spaces, those harboring symbolic elements like doors and windows, into realms encapsulated within the bottle of fiction. He could impose any simple entry conditions, permitting only those who meet certain prerequisites to enter. Guillaume Benet's stipulation was only one bearing the power of inevitability. This criteria was one he shared with Lumion. Regardless of whether Lumion embraced the boon or not, as a carrier of the Angel of Inevitability, enmeshed in the thread of fate, he undeniably possessed the power of inevitability. This design ensured Lumion's allies couldn't breach the Bottle of Fiction's barrier without a boon of inevitability. It left only Lumion and himself secluded within. Benet sidestepped the utilization of individuals hailing from Cordoue as an entry criteria, as it posed a vexing challenge to confirm such origins. Such a determination demanded consultation with the spirit world. Furthermore, should Paulina and the others manage to elude their pursuers and return to the spot, they could provide essential aid through the opening of the bottle. Having meticulously orchestrated his plan, Guillaume Benet concealed himself, poised for Lumion's entry. As anticipated, upon seeing Lumion, now under an altered guise, yet devoid of any traces of inevitability's angel's influence, Guillaume took swift action, invoking the soul assimilation spell. Understanding that Lumion wasn't the individual's true name, but he had assumed it for years, recognized by all those around him, Benet knew this individual held a mystical connection with that name. Endowed with the knowledge of Cordoue as its padre, he possessed a certain insight into Lumion's circumstance. With conviction of the efficacy of the soul assimilation spell, he anticipated it would disorient Lumion greatly. Observing Lumion's form frozen at the threshold at the Bottle of Fiction, head bowed and body swaying, Guillaume's grin expanded. Acting without hesitation or speech, he hurled the human white bones he clutched, intending to employ a curse capable of rendering the target comatose. With this achieved, and Lumion under his sway, his attention was to retrieve the pre-prepared ritual sheepskin, enshroud the captive, and intone his incantation. transforming him into a voiceless sheep. At that juncture, Guillaume Benet could lead the sheep elsewhere, endeavoring to shatter the seal and unleash the angel. Once successful, he would ascend to sainthood, becoming a potent human figure bestowed with godhood. As the bone landed, Guillaume surged forward, enchanting in Hermes. Blind, midway through the incantation, the Padre, having made all of Cordoue as a sacrificial offering, suddenly experienced a tightening in his chest. An uncommon premonition heralded by fate. For him, such premonitions rarely occurred, including in this instance, it was only the second. The prior occasion led him to reassess his actions upon arriving in Trier. With absolute faith in inevitability, Benet ceased his chant and lunged to the side. In the next second, he heard Lumine's voice. Humph! A nearly imperceivable white beam shot from Lumine's nostrils, impacting the precise spot where Benet stood. The beam streaked through the air, vanishing upon contact. Lumine's gaze lifted, his eyes extraordinarily clear, seemingly untouched by the soul assimilation spell. Concealed beneath his elongated hair, his ears were snugly fitted with soft paper balls. In anticipation of residual effects upon entering the basement, he had taken precautionary measures, blocking his ears and altering his appearance. How could I be affected if I can't hear you call my name? Fate appropriator abilities are insane, but you won't see it because of Lumine's unique nature. Ah. No, man, this shit is fucking... These inevitability sequences are something, bro. Admittedly, the paper balls couldn't wholly stifle the sound. A faint shout did reach Lumine, though he failed to discern it as his name. The impact was a mild vertigo, quickly dissipating. Capitalizing on the opportunity, he deduced the affliction he had confronted to be the soul assimilation spell. With feigned gravity, he baited his lurking adversary into revealing himself, launching a surprise attack with the spell of Harumph. Yet Lumine had an what the fuck is this word? Hold on.
Envisage.
Yet Lumine hadn't envisaged Benet as his assailant. Envisage, contemplate or conceive of as a possibility or a desirable future event. Cool. Wouldn't that be envision? Interesting. Unwilling to flee just yet, he clung to his resolve to confront the foe and liberate the angel. With such determination heightening Lumine's intensity, a fusion of anxiety and exultation, an undercurrent of madness underscoring his elation. Simultaneously, Guillaume Benet vanished upon landing beside him. Ebony tendrils, confronted like serpentine forms, descended from the mine's apex, enshrouding the bottle of fiction in an enveloping embrace. Circling the entryway, Lumine retrieved the iron-grey military flask, uncapped it, and withdrew the decency brooch. The emerald-green arrows, exuding a pale pallor, streaked forth from the rear of the black vines, piercing the space Lumine had just vacated. Where these arrows connected, the rock and earth seemed to undergo the assault of concentrated acid. After donning the decency brooch, Lumine's form agilely evaded the arrows, targeting his cranium. Simultaneously, he genuflected and leaned forward, palms pressed to the ground and dirt. Abruptly, vermilion flames surged forward, forging a crescent-like barrier. This barricade extended in all directions, kindling the obsidian vines in its way and inciting the vivid flowers. An inconspicuous, saturine aroma permeated the air, inducing a drowsy haze, an inclination towards slumber. Guillaume Benet, unveiling himself after launching the ghastly green arrows, nimbly shifted his position, inhaling the anesthetic gas engendered by the blazing abyss demon flowers. He beheld the crimson wall poised to transmute the entire mine into an inferno. Why would Lumine ignite the abyss demon flowers, knowing they induce sleep? A bewilderment flashed across Guillaume Benet, and in a flash an insight converged. Lumion aimed to cultivate an environment saturated with anesthetic gas, impartial to ally or adversary. In essence, it would induce slumbering Lumion and Benet. Lumion's companion stood sentry outside the bottle of fiction. It was conceivable they would decipher a means to shatter the spell's hold. Understanding this, Benet emitted a disdainful snort. Steel body. His visage adorned with a metallic sheen, a contract ability he had never exhibited. Temporarily morphing into a metallic entity, it rendered Benet impervious to the gas's effects. Naturally, metamorphizing. I fucking hate this word. This is like one word I genuinely always have a difficult time pronouncing. It's fucking awful. Metamorphizing into a metallic entity would curtail his capacity to wield most of his abilities. Outside the bottle of fiction, upon grasping that she and Jenna had returned to the original sacrificial chamber while Lumion disappeared, Franca produced a mirror. Stains of black and blood spotches marred the mirror surface. Jenna asked, "Why are you employing mirror substitution?" Wouldn't it make sense to look for a hidden door? The mirror carries the substitution spell I prepared for CL prior to the mission. It allows me to cast a reverse curse on CL. Presently, I'll employ a milder curse to assess if I can establish a connection with him. Should she succeed in placing a curse upon Lumion, it would imply the connection remains intact. If the bond hadn't been severed, an alternate resolution could be pursued. Calm down, it's all good, dude. Simultaneously with Franca's explanation, inky flames emanated from her right hand, melding into the mirror that belonged to Lumion's substitute. Jenna observed with a mix of apprehension. Within the bottle, just as the walls of flames surged forth, kindling the abyss flowers, a pang of agony gnawed at Lumion's heart, birthing a faint shroud of black flames upon his chest. In response, his spirit body gradually descended, drawn into the abyssal darkness. Curse. Lumion was caught off guard. The reason behind this curse eluded him. On the one hand, he had preemptively plugged his ears, blunting the impact of the soul assimilation spell. But on the other, Guillaume Benet lay concealed among the dormant abyss demon flowers, offering no overt indications of invoking contract abilities. Furthermore, he remained unscathed, leaving behind neither flesh nor blood. Every strand of his discarded hair had been consumed. As the flames surged forth, the curse lingered at a subdued level, manifesting as a faint affliction that refrained from impeding his movements. Lumion understood. This curse came from Franca. She's trying to reach him. With a renewed determination, Lumion thrust his hands in the direction of the pottery's location. Resounding with crackling, another barrier of crimson flame materialized, enveloping the demon abyss flowers. Leveraging this veil to obscure Benet's line of sight, Lumion pivoted and sprinted to the entry of the bottle of fiction. His actions and his overt choice resounded with unmistaken clarity. Why should I fight you within your domain? If your comrades are barred from entry, I'll venture outside and unite with them. Emerging from his concealment behind a cluster of flowers, Benet radiated a metallic gleam across his skin. Blazing tongues of fire surged towards him, yet they could only strip away a fraction of fabric, unable to sear his skin. Through the veil, the Cordu Padre bestowed a smile upon Lumion. Given the ability to freely traverse the bottle of fiction with the prerequisite condition filled, he had ingeniously laid a trap at the entryway awaiting Lumion. Having assumed a metallic form, his utility was confined to boons involving his body, fate, and 3 distinct contract abilities, untouched by his transformation. Amongst the latter was Shadow Burial. A black mark on Benet's torso wavered, summoning a pallid black and white abyssal arms that extended from the encroaching shadows, ensnaring Lumion. Lumion, with a forceful... Good lord, I think I'm getting some allergies, Jesus. Lumion, with a forceful stomp, encapsulated into the air. seemingly aiming to vault over the eerie appendages emerging from the shadows. Behind him, a crimson flame materialized, poised to detonate at a moment's notice, transmuting into a vessel of obliteration. Simultaneously, fierce fireballs ignited to his left and right as if poised to counteract the grasp of his arms. Benet's metallic visage bore a smile more discernible than ever, though it remained deprived of vitality, stern and emotionless. He anticipated Lumien's imminent leap into the bottle of fiction's exit. The strange arms accompanying the shadow burial served as a discretionary tactic, forestalling any suspicion. It's a pity that I can't use Bone Curse in my metallic state, or this would be a good opportunity, Benet thought. That way, he wouldn't be able to transform into a metallic creature anytime soon. The abandoned mine now permeated with anesthetic gas and shortly transformed into an inferno. For weak humans lacking godhoods, this hostile terrain remains untenable. Even alms monks could only sustain themselves briefly. In the throes of hesitation, Benet ultimately opted to persist with Shadow Barrier. With a vigorous leap, Lumien reached the exit of the bottle of fiction. At that moment, the pitch-black exit, a shadowed orifice devoid of flame, writhed faintly, akin to a shadowy maw yearning for sustenance. Undetected, a suffused aura of shadow had enshrouded the secret door's surface. This was a trap that Benet had meticulously laid. The mechanism lay dormant during Lumien's initial entrance, solely activating when Lumien's attempted escape. This safeguard was devised to preempt Lumien from having any danger premonitions when entering. Lumien perceived the sensation of plummeting into an abyss. The deceptively thin veil of darkness coiled, an amalgamation of endless shadows that converged into an abyss maw. An aperture on the verge of engulfing him. Mid-flight, Lumien extended his right palm, yet, just before he made contact, he abruptly withdrew it, mimicking a gesture of prying a door open. In tandem, the decency brooch nestled upon his right chest emitted a subdued golden glow. Distortion. Lumien distorted the action of opening the door with the concept of unsealing this confined space. From the onset, his intent was to depart the bottle of fiction was absent. Instead, he sought a way for his companions to infiltrate. This enclave laden with combustible resources now stood as a haven for a pyromaniac. Boom! With a resounding detonation, the crimson fireball, positioned to Lumien's left, erupted, issuing a horizontal thrust that exacted a substantial toll. His attire lay rent, and his body bore charred imprints, inflicted by the fiery onslaught. Gradually nearing the shadowy vortex, the forceful explosion propelled him away from the exit, and beyond the enshrouded region brimming with appendages swathed in a pallid black and white abyss. Resounding with a thud, Lumien tumbled, ensconcing himself behind a rampant of surging flames. This maneuver forestalled the further encroachment of the shadowy expanse, obliging the strange arms to contend with a blaze. Outside the bottle of fiction, a frigid zephyr brushed across Franca and Jenna, wafting from a hidden door. Swiftly, the chill metamorphized into a searing fervor. Behind the hidden door lay a derelict mine engulfed in a sea of flames, a blazing inferno punctuated by the descent of undistorted fire dragons. The remaining black vines, the crimson flowers, and the strange arms all succumbed to the fiery onslaught and pursued relentless by the raging conflagration. Jenna signaling to Jenna, Franca receded into the shadows as she drew closer to the hidden door. Jenna understood Franca's intention and rationale and retreated into the shadows behind the hidden door. She knew that it would be difficult for her to participate in the battle of strength. Thus, she chose to bide her time, awaiting for the enemy's emergence through the threshold, poised to exploit a fleeting opportunity to deliver a decisive, lethal blow. There's no fucking way Jenna's the one that kills the Padre, right? That'd be crazy. Jenna killing the Padre of Cordu and a member of Parliament? She genuinely joins the GOAT list if that happens? Jenna locking his gaze onto the distinct Guillaume Benet. His form, akin to that of a metallic marionette, Lumine's lips curled wordlessly, yielding an eruption of crimson flames. A familiar pang of torment reverberated across Lumine's psyche, jolting him awake. "It's been some time," Lumine smiled, with a tinge of distortion as he hurtled towards the metal-encased Guillaume. The forward momentum stirred the encompassing crimson flames. Weary of Lumine's earlier utilization of the Harumph spell, Guillaume, resembling a puppet forged from steel, evaded direct confrontation, executing artful shifts. Discerning Lumine's strategy of harnessing the flames to stave off the Abyss Demon Flower anesthetic gas, Benet discerned this endeavor to be fleeting. At best, Lumine's fiery gambit would delay his descent into unconsciousness. Certain matters couldn't be resolved like this. Having adopted the form of a metallic entity, Guillaume remained impervious to the anesthetic gas, even foregoing the need to breathe at all. This form also minimized the conflagration's impact on him. Guillaume Benet was convinced that Steel Body's efficacy would persist until Lumine fell unconscious. Furthermore, his assessment revealed Lumine's substantial spirituality expenditure. This deduction led Guillaume to surmise that the Harumph spell likely bore limitations of frequency. Of course, sustained evasion was untenable. Lumine's actions hinted at him using some unconventional means to open the bottle of fiction, suggesting his companions had likely infiltrated covertly through invisibility. Benet couldn't allow this duo to demonstrate their potency of teamwork. Nimbly maneuvering around the plummeting tendrils of flaming vines, Benet executed a sudden pivot facing Lumine. His metallic countenance mirrored the flaming luminescence. Myriad of diminutive rainbows coalesced, cleaving Benet as though he gazed upon his mirror image. Light Incarnation, one of the 3 contractual abilities accessible by his steel body state. Ref, he's cheating, bro. He's genuinely cheating. Just kill fucking Christ. Are you kidding me? Its premise lay in leveraging light to forego a fleeting incarnation capable of channeling an individual's capabilities. 2 metallic Guillaume Benets surged forward towards Lumine. Each stride they undertook fostered corporeal expansion, culminating in the metamorphosis into metallic titans. Elevating his right hand, Lumine summoned into a host of crimson fire ravens that swirled around him. The ravens promptly surged to the 2 Guillaume Benet. Given the inherent challenge of distinguishing the authenticity from imitation quickly, Lumine adopted a stratagem of unleashing an onslaught indiscriminately. For truth could not be falsified, nor could falsity be genuine. In an abrupt detonation, the Guillaume Benet before him disintegrated, accompanied by the explosion amidst which a multitude of fire ravens were prematurely engulfed. A water cannon sculpted from dark green liquid surged forth. The water cannon, of astonishing alacrity and proximity, penetrated Lumine's shroud, impinging upon his form. As a consequence, Lumine's psyche began exhibiting telltale signs of liquefaction. Grenier gland poison. One of the 3 contractual abilities Guillaume Benet could use in his metallic state. This is so cringe. With a brittle crack, Lumine's corporeal structure fractured, metamorphizing into mirrors. A mere 10 meters away from Benet, Franca, owing to the activation of mirror substitution, escaped her state of invisibility involuntarily. Observing her emergence, Guillaume Benet's blue irises assumed a pallor bordering on translucence. A deft push of his right palm propagated the emergence of an expansive river. Pitting himself against Lumine proved to be a disconcerting engagement. His paramount and most formidable fate-appropriate ability remained inaccessible, for its utilization would catalyze a consequential backlash from inevitability. Since it couldn't be used on Lumine, it could be used on his companion. R.I.P. Franca, you will be missed. You were kinda nice. No worries. Good night, MX. A freight appropriator harbors two primary abilities. First, the capacity to magnify a corresponding fate tributary, thereby settling in stone an eminent destiny for the target. This process could be expeditious, yet its future influence spanned a mere 10 seconds. The resulting efficacy was contingent upon environmental compatibility. Secondly, the ability to swap an accumulated fate for a fragment of the target's own destiny. Absent a premeditated arrangement, one could either kill the adversary to access their fate or employ their personal fate as a substitute. In this moment, Benet, who wasn't fighting one-on-one, clearly didn't want to engage in a fate exchange. His plan was to utilize the environment and magnify Lumien's companion's fate tributary of being affected by the Abyss Demon Flowers to make it a reality. Of course, as a woman in a black hood who hadn't fallen asleep and wouldn't be paralyzed or knocked unconscious for 10 seconds, the sole recourse was to expedite the process while steering it to the most dire outcome. In a similar vein, this elucidated one of the rationales behind Benet's abstention from interfering with Lumien's fate. When he refrained from attempting was the exchange of the adversary's fate or the inversion of the key tributaries into principal course, lest he suffered the backlash invoked by inevitability. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what half of that means, bro. What the fuck are we talking about? He wouldn't have a problem if he only made Lumien slip and fall, achieving features that wouldn't have significant impacts. The mercurial river encircling Franca reflected in Benet's lightened eyes. After some discernment, he grabbed at one of the tributaries formed by the mercury symbol and wrapped itself around. Concurrently, Franca arched her back, thereby unveiling her supple neck and moist vermilion lips. Peculiarly, a familiar flutter stirred in Benet's chest, reverberating to his nether regions as he collected scenes of his liaisons with courtesans. Yet these okay, Kami, you said this for like volume 5 or 6 of Lord of the Mysteries, and I made it, okay? I have like a solid understanding of like 60% of the Lord of the Mysteries. Okay? we'll make it, we'll make it. Yet these recollections paled in allure compared to the figure opposite him, despite their visage remaining partly veiled. Despite their momentary lapse, Benet reinstated his focus. Capitalizing on this fleeting opportunity, Franca, enlightened to the general scope of Fate Appropriator's abilities courtesy of Lumien, sparked latent black flames enshrouding her form. Opaque filaments converged, manifesting palpable encasements amidst the frigid shroud akin to a cocoon. Unperturbed, Benet smiled, unfazed by the unfolding situation. If a Fate Appropriator's abilities were so easily rendered ineffectual, they wouldn't be called Fate Appropriators. Furthermore, as long as the target's fate tributary was magnified or underwent an exchange, they wouldn't be able to break free, even if they used a substitute. With measured deliberation, Benet extended his right palm and executed a slight wrist rotation, magnifying a particular fate he had chosen. Nonetheless, in this instant, he perceived the hooded lady's fate river adopting an uncanny resemblance of illusory ambiguity, an etherealness so profound so as to border in feigned fabrication. Benet's endeavor to augment the fate tributary was thwarted. The cocoon disintegrated, and the frost fragment and black flames metamorphizing into a coruscating beam of light. Yet the focus of the protection wasn't Franca herself, but a mirror. Capitalizing on Benet's bewilderment, a casualty of the Demoness of Pleasure's allure and her self-imposed adverse effects, Franca seized the initiative, employing mirror substitution, She ensconced herself in a layer of black flames, frost, and spider silk, confounding the adversary, while concealing the real lethal peril. She then extricated herself from the figurative crosshairs, evading the adversary's target. Listen, all I got from any of that was that Guillaume Benet tried to do a fate exchange. He said, "Oh, you're gonna try to thwart it? We're not called fate appropriators for nothing. It can't be thwarted that easily." And then she thwarted it that easily. And he kind of got horny briefly. Yeah. I'm getting the big picture, okay? The little picture I'm not getting so much, but the big picture I'm definitely getting, okay? Simultaneously, with the failure of Guillaume Benet to amplify the fate tributary, a figure garbed in assassin's attire manifested behind him, its visage partly obscured by a classic revolver aimed steadfast at the enemy's cranium before pulling the trigger. Bang! An iron-black round collided with the dodging Guillaume Benet's head, emitting a distinct metallic clang. Guillaume Benet's head, bedecked in a metallic sheen, yielded to the impact as its structural integrity endured, deflecting a potentially lethal strike. In tandem, Lumion, having had used mirror substitution to evade the effects of the gland poison and draped in flaming clothes, emerged, dropping to a genuflecting posture, pressing his palms to the ground. In response, 2 crimson fire serpents surged forth, consuming the incendiary vines while spreading the flames along the trajectory. Okay, maybe I'm crazy, but like what I'm seeing here is that Lumion heats up the metal, okay? He just gets Benet so fucking hot, like the metal becomes like a little softer, and then Franca or Jenna just literally just shoots him in the face, and the fucking, she goes, done. I don't know if that makes any sense with the whole metallic sheen bullshit. I have no fucking idea, but I'm just saying, that's what I'm seeing, okay? Both entities surged towards Benet. However, their purpose wasn't to ingest them, but to intertwine and coalesce, giving rise to an ostentatious and brilliant conflagration-blooming flower. As the flower unfurled before him, Benet grappled with comprehending Lumion's intention. With his steel body, his resistance to flames was steadfast for the time being, but the other party wouldn't go so far as wasting an opportunity to do nothing but perform magic. This was a bribe. Lumion had gifted Benet a blazing flower, an emblem signifying incineration and obliteration. Capitalizing on the decency brooch, he had completed a bribe, attenuating the adversary's defenses. Though Lumion's true motives remained opaque, Benet's intuition kindled with the conviction that this augured unfavorably. In rapid succession, Benet invoked the light incantation anew, fragmenting into 3 iterations as he advanced towards Lumion. As Franca's assault faltered, she vanished anew. Witnessing 3 incantations of the metallized Guillaume Benet rapidly engorge, Lumion conjured a new cohort of fire ravens and distributed them evenly amongst the trio of adversaries. Then, turning his form and slowing his pace, he primed himself for a prospective evasion of the ensuing water cannons conjured from the gland poison. The crimson fire ravens landed precisely on 3 metallized Guillaume Benets. They exploded simultaneously. A torrent of dark green liquid surged forth from one of Benet's forms, water cannon. Lumion braced for the assault, deftly evading, his gaze fixed upon the collision of aqueous impact against the rocky wall. Yet, as Lumion's evasion completed, he detected a colossal shadow enshrouding his feet. Thereupon, a medley of pallid white, obsidian-black arms extending from this obscurity. In contrast, Lumion's other choice of direction was enshrouded in a dark shadow. At sequence 5, Light Incarnation permitted Benet the creation of up to 3 incarnations, each fake, one harboring the gland poison, another wielding Shadow Burial, and the third ensnaring Lumion upon their shadow-infused grasp. Curved, grotesque limbs ensnared Lumion's ankles, striving to haul him into the nebulous depths. Amidst this peril, a figure emerged. a half-naked, metallic Guillaume Benet. Shadow burial was a form of concealment for him. By capitalizing on the three light incarnations which consumed a large amount of spirituality to veil his position, thereby detaining Lumion temporarily, Benet engineered his stealthy approach via the shadows, orchestrating a decisive assault. His body suddenly expanded as he punched Lumion behind the ear. A thunderous crack resonated as Lumion's form fragmented akin to a glass pane. Mirror substitution. It was precisely due to the implement of the mirror substitution that Franca refrained from intervening on Lumion's behalf when she saw him restrained. Rather, she bided her time, anticipating Benet's advent to administer a terminal blow. Amidst the cracking sound, Franca's hooded figure involuntarily appeared once again, quickly spotted by the Padre. Benet had been waiting for this moment to stop himself from being affected by the charm and turn his blue eyes light-colored again. He saw the river of fate and chose the fate of being paralyzed by the abyss demon flowers. Yet an abrupt surge of peril seized Benet's consciousness, compelling a stark realization. Interference with her fate would yield cataclysmic repercussions. Impossible! This hadn't happened just moments ago! As he scrutinized the figure before him, Benet, who had been able to interfere with his target's fate previously, saw a hooded woman behind the hooded woman. The woman behind her held a palm-sized mirror that illuminated his figure. Guillaume realized what was happening in an instant. The hooded figure standing in front of him, revealing the river of fate, was Lumion. After activating mirror substitution, he took the initiative to appear in front of his companion. Seizing the opportunity, he used a transfiguration-like ability to change his appearance. You do realize using the same trick won't work twice? Franca, who was standing behind Lumion, chuckled. Seeing Lumion under attack, she took out her teammate's mirror substitution and threw it in front of her. Taking advantage of the cover and the enemy's drawn attention, she aimed another mirror at Guillaume. Without hesitation, she enveloped her arm enveloped in a black flame as she swiped the mirror's surface. Demoness's curse. In a simultaneous eruption, a quick, smoldering flame ignited from Benet's form. Elated that his spirit body rendered him impervious to conflagration, inflicting only minor wounds, he soon perceived an anomalous drain on his spirit. In the span of an eye's flutter, the Padre emitted a tormenting cry. Instantaneously, his metallic semblance plummeted to the earth, with a clatter, reconstituting into a form adorned by metal. Starkly naked and manifestly fleshy. At the same time, Franca smiled. Rebirth. The contract ability in question facilitated Benet's revival within the Slayer's body. Benet's spirit smiled and hastened to replace the woman holding the mirror and control her body. Yet he confronted a disconcerting reality. Before him stood an enshrouded woman brandishing a mirror, bearing her lower visage in a manner reminiscent of a malevolent allure. She's in front. And whose body did I rebirth into? A befuddlement inundated Benet. Meanwhile, Lumion, ensconced in Franca's resemblance, donned a knowing grin, gradually retracting his right palm from the Padre's lifeless cadaver. Distortion. How could he not guard against Benet's rebirth ability when he already knew Benet's mistress had chosen such an ability? Lumion couldn't overtly commandeer Benet's rebirth with his seal and corruption alone, but nevertheless, Lumion, resembling Franca with an uncanny precision, had already instructed Franca to bring the Earth Blood ore. Innately repellent to even the Mosuri ghost, the Earth Blood ore imposed an unseen force, compelling Benet's spirit's circumvention. Leveraging the distortion afforded by the decency brooch, coupled with the Earth Blood ore's obstructive efficacy and the niece's face's transformation, Lumion orchestrated Benet's rebirth within his very body. Although Lumion's visage paled and his frame quivered, a smile graced his lips as he extended his hand towards his chest, declaring, "Padre, everyone is waiting for you." What the fuck? So we now have Lumion, Termiboris, and the Padre in one body? What the fuck are we even talking about? I gotta imagine it's starting to get a little cramped in there. Kami, keep the same music or change it? Isn't that what he said? Like he facilitated his rebirth into his own body? Or wait, when he said his own body, did he mean the Padre's own body? Tisk, tisk, Kami, tisk, tisk. As Lumion's words reverberated, an inexplicable chill settled over Benet, even his spirit form. There, a colossal vortex unfurled, ensconced in a wispy grey fog. You can switch the music. Thank you, Chris. Okay. Keep serious music for a bit? Oh, okay, sounds good. As Lumion's words reverberated, an inexplicable chill settled over Benet. One of his apparitions gazed skyward, noticing Benet's struggle against the vortex's pull. His pale face lit up with excitement. "My deity! My lord! You're here too? Quickly, join us! Hasten your approach!" The figure belonged to Benet's brother, Pons Benet. Sensing Pons's abnormality, the figures lingering in the dim village looked up at Benet. Among them, Madonna Benet, Philippa, Guillaume, and the others who had been once Benet's mistresses extended their hands, smiled. "Quickly, join us! Hasten your approach!" Immediately, Shepherd Pierre Barry, Lumion's comrade, Guillaume Barry, Azima Lizier, and more added their supplicating gestures. In an instant, a peculiar, pallid forest seemingly sprouted from within the village's dim enclave, its spectral denizens directing their palms towards the Padre. The Padre's descent escalated, his body verging on fragmentation. Struggling to counteract the vortex's pull, he sought a way to resist, aiming to evade its dominion and flee Lumion's perilous vessel. He couldn't care less about the rebirth in the other party's body and the corresponding fate. That was something he couldn't bear. Lumion's grin expanded, seemingly attuned to the cacophony of terror and anguish echoing within his own body. Indeed, possessing him via rebirth and forcing a possession by luring others over were completely different. The former would form a connection with his fate, and in an attempt to replace it, it would trigger the seal. Benet's profound corruption by inevitability meant that the resonance within the seal potency was inevitable. Though Lumion remained ignorant of the precise ramifications, he intuited that it would bode ill. Perceiving Benet's vehement longing to extricate himself, Lumion opted to refrain from thwarting his escape, willingly relinquishing any interference. Ultimately, Benet, having expended a considerable amount of his spirituality, struggled to escape from Lumion's body. A dark golden glimmer traversed his chest, heralding Benet's emergence within the palm-sized mirror clasped by Franca. Franca's palm coalesced an emblemished frost which spread over the mirror's surface. Instantaneously, Guillaume Benet's form became ensconced in a veneer of ice, ensnared within the mirror's confines. Concurrently, Franca summoned black flames, enshrouding the icy enclosure. Though the ice itself was inadequate to bar the spirit body's escape from the flames, the shrouding black flames bore that capability. Should Guillaume Benet dare venture beyond the ice's protection, the flames awaiting to engulf him. Within Benet's spirit body securely sealed, Franca glanced up at Lumion, who had removed the paper balls and directed, "Channel his spirit after we're out. Your flames and anesthetic gas are everywhere." "Rest in piss, loser. True, fuck him." With her physique and expenditure, holding out for another 2 or 3 minutes without the mirror substitution posed no undue challenge. Nevertheless, she sensed Lumion reaching his threshold. Affirming Franca's directive with a nod, Lumion briskly pivoted and surged towards the Bottle of Fiction's exit. Consequent to Benet's demise, the concealed trap had been lifted naturally. After returning to the sacrificial hall, Lumion promptly dissipated the niece's face, reverting his appearance to that of Franca's hooded visage. His upper body bore the telltale markings of being charred, yet owing to his skillful management, following the initial digestion of the potion, his trousers remained unscathed. Let's go! We got the fucking Bruce Banner Hulk shit. Somehow Hulk's pants don't rip. This motherfucker set himself on fire, blew himself up, and his pants are fine. Let's go! Observing his somewhat unconventional appearance, Franca, torn between concern and amusement, chimed in with an air of teasing. "You have a penchant for masochism. You do this every time you fight." "That's how hunters are," Lumion smiled. "I'd be deluding myself if I bought into your fabrications. I'm an instigator, after all," Franca smiled. Witnessing their conversational exchange, Jenna deduced the adversary had been dealt with, and emerged from the shadows. "It's not over, dude. The Padre's gonna get away. He's gonna get away. I know it." Franca, there's gonna be there's a twist coming. What a twist! It's coming, I know. Franca graced her with a smile before turning her attention to Lumion. "Hold on for a moment. Don't fret. Benet isn't entirely dead. Once the rebirth effect wanes, he'll morph into a recently expired spirit. His faculty is adrift. At that moment, channeling his spirit will prove less hazardous, and we can be sure he doesn't lie." Lumion calculated the remaining duration of the decency brooch's efficacy and said, "Let's wait here." Leveraging the mystical knowledge gleaned from the boons, he discerned that the rebirth effect endured for a mere 2 minutes. Abandoning their current location to embark on a quest for a more secure locale for spirit channeling would necessitate identifying another concealed setting, subjugating Lumion to another hour of repulsion. The optimal time for spirit channeling would also elapse. Moreover, Lumion harbored a reluctance to further procrastinate. Stepping to the altar, she set the mirror upon the pitch-black ring symbol carved from thorns, thereby maintaining the enshrouding black flames, facilitating Lumion's observation. Fixated on Benet's pale ashen visage, ensnared beneath the duality of black flames and ice, Lumion smirked, uttering, "You're truly foolish. If I were you, I'd evade and refrain from launching an assault post-steel activation, awaiting the adversary's inevitable fatigue. I neglected to apprise you. My spirituality has plummeted below the safety threshold, thereby making spirit world traversal, or even the utilization of spell harumph impossible. I can barely kindle flames, changing my face and using the brooch. Should you bide your time, I would have neared my limit and passed out. I acted rationally and relatively slowly at the end. On the one hand, I didn't want to spend more spirituality and wanted to escape. On the other hand, the mirror substitution consumed Franka's spirituality. And of course, it was all a trap for you. Do you remember the flaming flower? Without this gift, Franka's curse couldn't have killed you. The sequence 5. Upon hearing the term spell of harumph and recalling Lumine's actions of knocking out the 2 Guillaume Benets in a row, Franka's eyelids twitched. Jenna looked at Lumine, who kept mocking the spirit body, whispering to Franka, "Should we attempt to assuage him?" What is assuage?
Assuage.
Assuage. No need, Franka said, giving him a private space to vent. Jenna tersely acknowledged and followed Franka to the edge of the hall, casting a lingering glance at the visage of the pallid, pale white, ashen hues reflecting in the mirror. Benet emanated a mixture of hostility, terror, and ultimately, despair. Dill Brothel, 6th floor. On a distant colony, Albus positioned himself in a discreet corner, concealing himself. Once Lumine and his companion seemingly teleported away, Albus stepped out from his concealment with a smile. To think a mere Sequence 7 wields an artifact that allows him to traverse the spirit world. His connection with Franka isn't simple. Whether Martin is privy to this or remains in the dark, I wonder, Albus smiled. 50 Rue Vincent, Underground Sacrificial Hall. Lumine's continuous taunting endured until the rebirth effect gradually subsided, a shadow darkening Benet's eyes. Meanwhile, Franka intently calculated the elapsed time, positioned herself near the altar, and erected a wall of spirituality. Within the moment at hand, she softly intoned the incantation, engaging her self-devised magic mirror spell. Yet, just as success appeared imminent, Lumine summoned the Decency Brooch's distortion again, rerouting the inquiry of the magic mirror spirit channeling spell towards himself. In a final bid for success, quickly, he even invoked Nice's face, transforming into Franka once again. Almost instantaneously, the mirror's surface dimmed, casting Benet's pale visage. With his captivity to sustain Nice's face dissipated, Lumine reverted to his original appearance. Who led you to place faith in inevitability? Although Franka harbored a degree of curiosity, she was mindful of the repercussions of Lumine broaching such topics. Thus, jeopardizing her corruption, she parted the wall of spirituality and positioned herself away from the altar. Benet, in a dazed state, responded. I fucking knew. This one I saw coming. In a somewhat dazed state, Benet replied, "It was Aurora Lee." Upon discovering that the fate of an accursed deity was disseminating, she approached me, affirming that I could harness superpowers without supplicating the bishops. Moreover, I was assured of the prospect of obtaining godhood in time, potentially ascending to the rank of a saint. At that time, I remained skeptical. Nevertheless, my curiosity compelled me to withhold judgment. Over time, however, I witnessed her burgeoning might, my reservations gradually subsiding. Who influenced Aurora to embrace inevitability? Lumine asked. I don't know. What profound impression did Aurora leave upon you? Benet's countenance shifted. She said she wasn't Aurora Lee. Now this is interesting, because this can refer to two different things. Either, for some reason, Aurora told him kind of the truth that she's a transmigrator and she's not really Aurora Lee and she's whatever her actual name was. Or it's something even scarier than that. That's really interesting. Oh, I watched this movie. You said she wasn't a roar? Lumion felt as if a bolt of lightning had struck him. In fact, he could deduce that Aurora wasn't his sister's name. Someone deliberately settling in a border village wouldn't likely use their true identity. Yet, almost 6 years together, he could sense that his sister embraced that name. She never spoke of her original identity or her past life. Moreover, the forged identity document she possessed seemed increasingly genuine. When she rose to the fame as a best-selling author, her authenticity was unquestionable. So why would she say that? Okamine, holy shit, dude, genuinely, long time no see. I'm good, how you doing, man? I'm good. Why would she say that? How did it tie to her faith in inevitability? An ache throbbed in Lumion's mind. Did she mention who she was? Lumion asked. She claimed to be Roche Louise Sanson. Don't move on, trust, remember the events from Volume 1? Are we saying that someone else is in was in Aurora's body? Are we saying like how they were trying to get an angel into Lumion, maybe like a lesser being, I don't know, like a saint or something was possessing Aurora, but she didn't have the ability to completely suppress him because she didn't have the Fool's aura? Is that what we're thinking? Am I barking up the wrong tree? I don't know. Because Roche Louise Sanson, that just means she's French, right? Okay. But then... yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, Roche Louise Sanson is just a French name. Just keep reading, you'll realize it sooner or later. Okay. I've never heard of such a name. Lumion furrowed his brow. Did she mention anything else? No, nothing else. Lumion pressed his left hand against his temple and pressed on. Was Roche Louise Sanson involved in the plot to sacrifice Cordu for the arrival of the Inevitability Angel? No, that was my doing. I was driven by the desire to attain godhood quickly, to ascend as a saint. Aurora initially approved, only to oppose my plans mere hours later. She was indecisive. Eventually, I chose to conceal my intentions from her and make covert preparations. Later on, she seemed to tacitly endorse our efforts, offering aid during critical moments. Occasionally, though, she resisted and engaged in acts of destruction. Yet, she'd quickly relent. The Aurora you depict as seems almost schizophrenic. Lumion found himself clinging to the image of Aurora. Maybe not schizophrenic, but then it seems to me like maybe that is the thing. Like someone is taking over her body and she's like Occasionally she can get back like her senses for a little bit, and so she'll be like destructive, trying to, you know, stop, but then whoever is in charge for the most time. The translation for the fight was off. Trust me, Wallflower, I could fucking tell, bro. I felt like I was like, I don't know what the fuck I was reading. Like, my English is pretty good, okay? I'm like genuinely like a really good reader. And I'm like reading this, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck any half of this means, bro. Like, I'm picking up like the forest for the trees here. Like, this shit is whack. It's the original Klein theory of easy? The fuck? I'm sure you told me about this, but I can't remember. Lumin found himself clinging to the image of Aurora. I think it's just you, Kami. Yet he couldn't escape the memory of the lizard-like elf emerging from his sister's mouth. He recalled the sporadic awakenings, her discussions on escaping her predicament. What the fuck? Okay, that's not my theory, Kami, at all. But that theory is so based. Where does he get that from? Why is original Klein so special? What is the reason? When did Aurora begin propagating the faith of inevitability? My initial investigation pointed to May or June last year. After that, she paid me a visit. Seems to be consistent with my suspicion. Something must have happened to corrupt Aurora. Even if she was an original believer in inevitability, she wouldn't wait 5 or 6 years before proselytizing. Back in Volume 4, when the original Klein appeared, I remember that. Have you ever come across a diaphanous lizard-like creature in Cordu? No, Benny smiled. Do you have any knowledge of a figure known as the Sufferer in Cordu? I don't know. No. Have you observed an owl around Aurora? No. Is there a secret organization or a heretical church associated with the Roche Louis Samson? Yes, it is called the Sinners. I now hold the position of one of the Sinners' archbishops. Who leads the Sinners, and who acts as the intermediary for you? I'm uncertain of the leader's identity, but he is the sole individual responsible for all the sinners who possess godhood. The individual responsible for my contact is Bouvard Pompero. How can I establish a contact with this person? It is futile. Upon my demise, he will sense the shift in fate and preemptively erase all traces. Transfiguration is one of the abilities granted through a pact. He can become anything, but he is no longer himself. He can take on any form, but at the cost of his own identity. Prolonged use of this may have driven him to madness. Maybe I can visit an asylum and seek out patients with similar impairments. I must be careful about inquiring about contract abilities. Big brain easy theory, okay. If the Padre had encountered a member of the Bliss Society or bestowed from the Mother Tree of Desire, he would have undoubtedly fallen victim easily. Why did the Sinners organization send you to Quartier de la Princesse Rouge? It satisfies my desire and simultaneously serves as the recruitment ground for believers. In all preparation for the upcoming grand ritual, only by allowing our Lord to tread upon this realm can sinners like us seek redemption in baptism. Did the Sinners provide you with financial support, or did you amass funds independently? It's an anonymous deposit from Aurora Lee. No. Roche Louis Samson, the sum totaling 100,000 Vril d'Or. You fucking swine, Lumin cursed. While he had foreseen this, the realization that the Padre had been using Aurora's earnings to support a courtesan and sustain a lavish lifestyle, recruiting heretics, ignited a seething anger within. Did the organization not provide you with characteristics? Have you never consumed a potion? Characteristics of the Seer, Monster, Apprentice, and Marauder pathway that inevitability bestowed are compatible with aren't easily acquired. I've been searching for them. Seer, Monster, Apprentice, Marauder. Seer, Apprentice, Marauder are obviously interchangeable. Why Monster, though? You're legitimately telling me, like, that at that point there's an argument to be made that COI is gonna come genuinely fighting for Klein once he becomes God Almighty, because they share 3 of the 4 pathways. I always knew there was something special about Monster, because Monster is not interchangeable with anything. I'm like, that's fucking weird. Oh, not God Almighty, sorry. The Lord of Mysteries, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, give me 1 second, I'm just putting that in. Given the adverse effects of the contracted creatures have on me, drinking potions from other pathways would lead me to losing control on the spot. What are sequence 6 through 0 of the inevitability pathway? Oh shit, hold on. Six is ascetic. Okay, cool. I didn't know 6. Ascetic. We knew 5, we knew 4. Sequence 3 is Sufferer. Beyond that, I'm unaware. Ascetic. Seems like an advancement of an alms monk. Why didn't Termy Boris tell me? Right. As a victim, he likely will have the ascetic boon extracted from him in the future. It's only natural for him to evade answering. What abilities does an ascetic possess? An ascetic is defined by endurance, accumulation, and eruption. After accruing one's usual strength within the body, it can be momentarily unleashed within combat, rendering the ascetic akin to a giant. Accumulating ritualistic processes permits the simplification of certain rituals, making them applicable in combat. Akin to a giant, momentary outburst. Lumen recollected the confrontation between Pierre Barry and the investigator Ryan, and the metallic giant the Padre had become. Had the metallized Guillaume Benet not been overly cautious of the spell of Harumph and abstained from close-quarter combat, constantly maintaining a safe distance, thereby thwarting Franca's psychic piercing, the Padre could have outmatched Lumion likely. This corroborated Lumen's rationale for disregarding the strange creatures that came with the boon's knowledge and opting to identify a contract target from the spirit world's bestiary. If he hadn't, the Padre would have been able to determine if the spell of Harumph was still at Lumen's disposal, engaging his remaining strength. By enveloping an individual in sheepskin through the ritualistic accumulation and intonation and intoning the incantation, they could be transmuted into a sheep. Just as Lumion was on the cusp of inquiring if the abilities of Sufferer, an acute pang rang through his head. A pang of disappointment ensued. Take notes, write that down as well. Yeah. Lumion engaged in a spirit vision and concluded the spirit channeling. He took a deep breath as Benet's spirit drifted away. Having calmed down, Lumion extended his right palm, capturing the Padre's spirit. Though his grasp couldn't control the intangible entity, crimson flames surged from Lumine's palm, immolating the already fragile spirit of Benet. Amidst the flame, which burned fiercer than the noonday sun, Lumine watched the apparition writhe and a pained visage edged upon as Lumine proclaimed, "Praise the sun." Momentarily bewildered, Benet's form disintegrated within the flames. It's so peak, we got him! Damn, I was so sure that was not going to work out. I'm still like 20% chance that the Padres actually gotten away somehow. .333 gains. Let's go! What gains? He doesn't have any characteristics. He's fucking nothing. Wow, boys, we are officially a third of the way through 1,000 chapters. And I think COI only has like I want to say 1,100 chapters or something. We're nearly a third of the way through. Rest in piss, true. And he moved like a FNAF meme. Unk can read. Shocking, truly. It's not like I've read like, I don't know, nearly 2,000 chapters on stream. Fuck you too, buddy. 1180, so really like 1,200. Okay. So once I get to like 400, we'll be a third of the way through. Better math than Dara. 12 is half of 22, guys. Our school system is not... It's not great, okay? Listen. Listen, if you want to shit on her, I'm the first one there, okay? I got no issues. But, like, our school system isn't great, okay? Lumine smiled softened as he watched the spirit body writhing and wailing in the flames. One of the ways the Padre died, he predicted. Certainly, when he initially ignited the Demon Abyss flower, transforming into the derelict mine into an inferno, he hadn't anticipated Benet's incineration. In that moment, he relied on his instincts and seasoned experience to create an environment that favored his strengths. The gas produced by the incineration of the flowers wasn't his intention. His aim was to battle with an inferno hell. During that moment, his remaining spirituality had been scarce. Nonetheless, a pyromaniac's resistance to flames significantly outclassed a fate appropriator's. As the bottle of fiction transformed into a blazing inferno, even the very air could scorch the trachea and lungs. Lumine believed he would ultimately prevail. He could outlast Guillaume Benet, enduring until the flames extinguished themselves. Within his grasp of inevitability's pathway and the absence of unforeseen deviations, Benet's constitution was merely more robust than that of an ordinary person. His strength lay in flexibility and tolerance rather than fire resistance. Lumine's observation during the Cordoue confrontation validated his point. Both Benet and Pierre Barry, individuals who had been clearly progressed beyond Sequence 7, exhibited remarkable combat abilities. Lumine hadn't anticipated the Padre contracting the steel body ability. This ability possessed pros and cons. On one hand, it thwarted Lumine's initial plan for Inferno Hell. On the other, it curtailed the Padre's own abilities. Amidst the sizzling, burning air, Benet's wailing spirit body disintegrated, gradually dissipating. With the task accomplished, Lumine pivoted, acknowledging Franca and Jenna with a nod. In this instant, he staggered to the altar, retrieving the skins of a cow, sheep, and skin. I was about to say shao. I like put cow, sheep, and dog in one place. Okay, don't ask, okay? These items were whole, exuding a sinister aura. These constituted special hides, amassed through the initial half of the animal creation spell. Although Lumion hadn't yet deciphered the predetermined incantation for the animal creation or its nullification, these obstacles could be surmounted. For instance, he could detain Paulina, the Padre's butler, and the others to determine if they possess such knowledge, or engage a cryptologist of the Marauder pathway to decode the incantation. Last of all, he could use divination to get any clarity on success. Thus, the sheepskin, a cowhide, and the 2 goatskin held considerable value. Employed judiciously, they could unleash unparalleled effects. Benet had nearly beguiled Lumion previously by adopting the guise of a massive dog, attempting to flee Rue Vincent and sever their destined encounter. But his fanaticism and his greed overrid his concern. When Lumion's body began to sway as if losing footing, Franca and Jenna lent their support, each helping him bear a share of the cow, sheep, and dog skins. In that instant, the bottle of fiction quaked. Stripped of Benet's reinforcement and subjugated to the infernal hell for a duration, it fractured akin to ice. The derelict cavern, encompassed by its own confinement, unveiled to Lumion and his companions through the secret door, and the abyss demon flowers had been reduced to ash strewn across the ground. I'm so glad we didn't do these yesterday, honestly. Like, these took me an hour and a half, basically, and Lord knows I had like 40 minutes left yesterday. Would not have been fun. And I wouldn't have understood shit. So I'm glad. That was a good call on my part. Smart. Lumion glanced at Franca and said, I'll head back to Rue de Bleu Blanche through the underground trier. Carry the earth-blood ore and make your way to the surface. Once the decency brooch was removed, Lumion would inevitably be scorned by those around him. Should he retrace his steps, numerous mishaps could befall him. And if he didn't remove it, an alert would be triggered within 2 or 3 minutes, attracting official Beyonders. Given the potential complications involving in carrying the earth-blood ore underground, coupled with the possible difficulties, Franca nodded and said, Follow Ciel, he's at his limit. He might not even stand a chance against a dog right now. If it's the same dog as before, I couldn't do it, Lumion muttered. As the exit on the opposite side of the abandoned mine remained unobstructed, a frigid gust swept into the sacrificial hall, dispersing the gas with the fragmentation of the bottle of fiction. Lumion staggered on, arriving at the remains of Guillaume Benet. He kicked his body and turned it over, ensuring nothing was concealed within. Lumion picked up an iron-gray military alcohol flask and advanced to the abandoned mine's exit, and found a brown dogskin that no longer bore a sinister aura. This area had avoided incineration, leaving the dogskin intact. Nevertheless, the process of reconstituting the animal creation spell was mandatory. Only through the application of an aesthetics ability could it regain its status as a Beyonder item. Beyond the mine's exit, 2 objects were propped against the rocky wall. A kerosene-lit lamp and the other, a dark green canvas backpack, favored by adventurers. Lumion hoisted the backpack, finding it surprisingly heavy. Curious, Franca crouched down and fastened the backpack. Within it lay gold bars, banknotes, and golden coins! Let's go! Scoreboard! Wow, Franca exclaimed. So much money. Thank fucking God the Padre didn't spend all of Aurora's money. Fucking God, that man was evil. Evidently, Benet had anticipated the possibility that Paulina and the others may escape. In that inevitable eventuality, Lumion and the others could deduce that the Padre had chosen an alternative route based on the scarce funds carried by these believers. consequently emerging on the basement and walking into a trap. Not shabby at all. While these heretics may not drop characteristics, they drop other spoils. I'm heading back up, pass me the dog skin. She relinquished the 3 hides to Jenna and returned to 50 Rue Vincent. Jenna slung the dark green bag over her shoulders, gripping the 5 sinister hides. Observing Lumion pick up the lantern and kindled it. After a few strides through the dim tunnel outside the mine, Lumion promptly removed the decency brooch and placed it in a military flask. Jenna, clasping the cow, sheep, and dog skin while toting the canvas bag, bore a somber expression marked by repugnance. I can control myself. I won't beat you up, damn it. Although Lumion was skeptical, he had no choice but to continue. After 7 or 8 minutes, he encountered an abandoned tunnel and settled into a corner, awaiting the dissipation of the brooch's effects, seizing the opportunity to rest and recuperate. The events that transpired at 50 Rue Vincent remain unknown to anyone, as Franca methodically erased all evidence. Throughout this endeavor, she combed through every room, vigilant against potential corruption, refraining from delving too deeply, ultimately returning to the parlor on the ground floor. Arousing the impostor Guillaume Benet. The impostor gazed at the cloaked figure adorned in a black robe, a brown dogskin clutched in her grasp. As you can see, we've killed that devil, Franca smiled. In her eyes, the impostor Benet was no longer identical to the Padre. It had become very unfamiliar. Are you here to help me? We're demon hunters. What can you tell us about this devil? Franca fabricated. Through her magic mirror spell, enabled Lumion to glean extensive information from Guillaume Benet. It had limitations. It could not cover every facet. The impostor Guillaume Benet found the shrouded woman before him remarkably affable. Other than engaging in an affair with my wife and indulging in steak and mutton chops, there was nothing remarkable about him. Yes, it vanished for 1 day each week before resurfacing, disappearing once a week. Having exhausted the potential for extracting additional details, she smiled and said, "If I were in your position, I'd leave. Your wife is akin to a devil. I would relocate any valuable possessions to regions where my identity remains unknown, buy a new house, enter a new marriage, and embark on a new chapter." Guillaume Benet's heartbeat fastened, and his resolve to stand his ground waned. In the ensuing moment, he observed the woman before him liquefy. Okay, how much money? I would say 50,000 world door. Split 3 ways, we're saying like 17,000 a piece? A little under, but 16.7, I guess. Not bad. I'm gonna say he spent half of the money Aurora gave him. I also have no concept of fucking Trier's money, so I don't know. I can off. In the abandoned tunnel, Lumion's eyes snapped open. Unattended slumber had overtaken him, but it also rejuvenated his spirituality, and the pounding in his head had ebbed. Lumion's sight plunged into an unadulterated darkness. His skins groped the lantern that had snuffed out, and after lighting it, he noticed Jenna. Sensing the motion, Jenna looked up at Lumion. "Finally, you're not as fucking annoying." After scrutinizing him for a few seconds, she just... Having the negative effects of the decency brooch been lifted, Lumion sighed. "Earlier, I entertained notions of beating you up and painting your face with dog shit while you slept, but I restrained myself." "You're welcome," she said. With that, they strode to the tunnel's exit. "Chalk it up to me treating you as a friend?" "You're mocking me," Lumion grumbled. Apartment 601, 3 Rue de Bleu Blanche. Franca, now dressed in her usual attire, awaited Lumion and Jenna's return. "Jenna, you didn't take the opportunity to stab him a few times?" The negative effects aren't as bad as I thought." Jenna interjected. For the first half hour, it really was a struggle. I had to hide outside the tunnel where he was resting. Every few minutes, I'd check for potential threats from below ground, the ceiling, or behind the walls. But even then, I wanted to just collapse the mine and just bury you alive. What the fuck? For a moment, Lumen couldn't tell if she was instigating or telling the truth. That couldn't have been easy, but you maintained your vigilance. Even in a semi-enclosed, deserted tunnel, you anticipated attacks from below, the cave, above, and the very walls. Good. You're always feeding me those horror tales, Jenna said, like hands emerging from the earth to grab ankles, bloody hands dangling from the ceiling. See, those stories have uses, Franka said. She then turned to Lumion. Need a doctor? No need. For a pyromaniac, these burns are a minor scrape. Lumion refrained from mentioning that he would be fully recovered at 6 AM anyway. And if things worsen, I can seek out Christo. His nurtured planter hadn't risen to the rank of a Sequence 8 doctor yet, so his assistance was rather limited. Observing Lumion's lack of visible discomfort, Franka's concern lessened. She picked up the backpack Jenna had left on the armchair and prepared to place it on the coffee table and tally their spoils. Casually, Lumion pushed aside cups, plates, newspapers, and magazines, creating enough space. Glancing around, he noticed the magazine's title, Women. Oh, you're reading such magazines? Lumion looked up at Franka. What's wrong with me reading women? Franka said. After their brief exchange, Franka unzipped the backpack and removed the banknotes, coins, and gold bars. Roughly 60,000 Verl d'Or, she assessed. Okay, I was remarkably close. In a little over 2 months, he spent 40,000 Verl d'Or without gaining any characteristics or items. Lumion pondered. It wasn't that the pottery lacked options for items either. Rather, suitable ones proved elusive. On the other hand, his status as a heretic warranted caution, limiting his exposure. Franka pondered and said, all the gold is Ciel's share. I'll take half of the remaining. Jenna, you, Anthony, can divide the rest. Oh, 4. True. 4. Let's decide on the distribution once Anthony returns. And see what he managed to get. That sound fair? The arrangement would allocate 30,000 to Lumion and 15 to Franco. I'm fine with that, but Anthony still hasn't come back. Damn, could something have happened to him? If it were anyone else, I'd be scared, but Anthony's a psychiatrist, highly skilled in reading people, so falling into a trap is unlikely. Plus, he's an experienced information broker. His tracking abilities are on par with mine or CL's, Franka explained. Most importantly, while waiting, I used magic mirror divination to confirm his safety. It might actually be a good sign that he's taking so long, suggesting that he hasn't lost his target or maybe got something. Why do you have to explain so much instead of just saying you looked through divination, Lumion quipped. You don't get it. It's not solely about that. She gestured at the 5 ritualistic hides. Are those components for the animal creation spell? Can we use them? At the moment, only I can, Lumion replied. And I haven't obtained Benet's preset incantation either. Franka's expression showed a tinge of disappointment as she settled into her recliner. After a few seconds, she smiled again. By the way, I've informed the authorities discreetly using my contact that a wanted criminal is hiding at 50 Rue Vincent. Once Benet's death is confirmed, we should be eligible for a bounty of around 20,000. Did we stick to our initial plan for distributing that? Entrusting this task to Jenna wasn't feasible. It could raise suspicion that Lumion was among the people she associated with. Anthony was the most suitable choice. His absence, however, raised concerns. Franka worried that further delays may lead the police to uncover the situation before they could claim the bounty. Once Lumion and Jenna acknowledged the plan, the trio waited for Anthony's return. After a few minutes, Lumion leaned forward and looked at Franka and Jenna. There's a matter I need your analysis on. Bro, they've helped you so much, holy shit. One of them shared a connection with Aurora, yet their bond was markedly different from Lumion's deep tie with Aurora. Sure, both Franka and Jenna said. For the first time, Lumion recounted the events of Cordu, while omitting certain details such as the inevitability angel, and related to the dreamscape. He encompassed the entire catastrophe, including Aurora's unusual behavior, Louis Lund, Madame Polly, Guillaume Benet, and the rest. Franka had some prior knowledge, but Jenna was largely unfamiliar. As Lumion spoke, the underground singer of Saul de Balbry and the apprentice actor found herself transported into a world that seemed distant and unfamiliar. While the notion of the animal creation spell was largely unnerving, there weren't prepared. They weren't prepared for concepts like men giving birth and babies scaling walls. It was fucking ludicrous. Franca's primary concern, however, revolved around Aurora. She had harbored curiosity about Muggle's death in Cordu, but hadn't dared to probe too deeply. Franca couldn't believe it when she realized that the source of the problem was Aurora herself. Sec. Here, give me one. Okay, music soon? What the fuck do you mean? Oh, what is Anthony gonna come back with, for fuck's sakes? Lumion, wait, baffled by Lumion and Jenna's, wait, hold on. In response to this, Franca rose to her feet, baffling Lumion and Jenna. She hurried to her room and grabbed a stack of papers, Aurora's grimoire, transcribed by Lumion. He had hoped that Franca had some insight. "I think I know what's wrong," she said. Lumion looked at her in surprise and saw that the notebook had a copy of the warlock spell known as soul summoning, a supplementary spell designed to aid spirits in separating from flesh. Having previously studied the spell structure, Vanitas? How many more chapters are you gonna do? I don't know, Harsh. We'll keep going for a bit. I don't know, another 5 maybe? Having previously studied the spell structure, Lumion found it had no problematic elements. It wasn't associated with any evil god. However, Franca's words carried a weight that demanded attention. Focusing on the date and origin of the spell, April 1st, 1357, purchased from the April Fool's Gathering. I mean, the only thing I can think of is like the Fool as in Mr. Fool, but I doubt that's the case, so I don't know. Maybe let's try to aim for 340? Maybe that's good. Oh yeah, only 30, Harsh, only. Is there a problem with that? Lumion asked. He had meticulously studied the soul summoning spell on numerous occasions. What happens when a soul summoning spell is used on others? It enables a spirit to reunite the body from which it was separated, providing a means to call back astral projections in the lost world, thus offering an opportunity for reconnection with their physical world. Did Aurora use that on herself, and now the old Aurora and The transmigrated Aurora were fighting inside? Does that make any sense? In the previous battle, if I had been afflicted by a soul assimilation spell resulting in severe disorientation, the soul summoning spell might have roused me from my unconsciousness. Naturally, the premise here is that there exist beyonders with the ability to learn and employ spells. What if you used it on yourself? Franca asked. What kind of question is that? It wouldn't do anything. If there are no signs of separation between the spirit and body, the spell would have no impact at all. But what if, hypothetically... Franca began before her words trailed off. Jenna observed and glanced at Franca, then at Lumion, before smiling. We've been talking for a while. Aren't you guys hungry? How about we get something to eat? Sure, Lumion agreed, sensing that Franca was on the brink of revealing something that may be problematic if Jenna caught sight of it. That was why she stopped quickly. Lumion had already contemplated introducing Jenna to Mr. Fool's faith. They were comrades now, destined for numerous joint endeavors. In such scenarios, certain secrets couldn't be concealed, and in doing so, they would inevitably hinder collaboration. As for whether to share information about the Tarot Club or the Curly-Haired Baboon Society, Lumion hadn't reached a conclusion. After carefully considering, he determined that preaching to Jenna would be more fitting once she became a witch. Her sequence was still low, and she lacked the strength to shoulder the weight of such knowledge. But a sequence 7 had a qualitative change, allowing Jenna to fend for herself. Lumion remained unfamiliar with the sequence 5 of this pathway and its name and abilities, believing that a sequence 6 Demoness of Pleasure didn't manifest a drastic metamorphosis compared to Witch. Franca's gaze followed Jenna's retreating figure until the sound of her gradually fading footsteps reached her ears. It's not that Jenna couldn't know about this, but I'm more concerned that it may make her fearful of me. Aren't you worried I may react that way? Franca's lips pursed, her demeanor wavering. It's also why I sense there's a dangerous aura in this matter. I wouldn't have even thought of sharing it with you otherwise. I would have taken it to my grave, unless there's a reason to. Your spell of Harum's origins are of great significance to me. I hope you'll lay bare your details with me as I'm about to with you. We members of the Curly-Haired Baboon Society share a commonality. We all come from another world. Another world? This outcome hadn't even crossed Lumion's mind. But in a fleeting moment, he sensed an odd alignment with this notion. Is this the home my sister often spoke of? The place she could never return to? Lumion asked. Lumion initially surmised that his sister's homeland had been ravaged by conflict or catastrophe. Subsequently, Lumion discovered Aurora's status as a Triran, causing him to find her references to an enigmatic home perplexing. Franca's expression now shifted to one of sorrow. Does she speak of home frequently? Franca asked. Think of it as another planet or an alternative dimension, Franca said. No, it's just the past, bro. No wonder she enjoys climbing up to the rooftops to gaze at the cosmos. Cosmos? A hushed ambiance enshrouded apartment 601. Lumion's gaze shifted towards Franca and he voiced his thoughts. Could it be that you are all spawn of an evil god released into this world? Do we look like that? Franca said. No. You're too weak for the efforts of an evil god to be expended in sending you here, Lumion said. You could have at least sent a saint or something. Amused and slightly annoyed, Franca was tempted to refute the words, but tangible evidence eluded her grasp. In any case, I've come to believe in Mr. Fool. Not one member of the Curly-Haired Baboon Society whom I've encountered shares faith in an evil god. Even if they did, they wouldn't tell you, Lumion said. I also remain uncertain about why, behind our transmigration, I've been seeking an answer for a while. What I do know is that we arrived in this world as spirits and found ourselves reborn in the bodies of others, comparable to Benny's process of rebirth. In other words, you inhabit the bodies of others. Yes. Are you disheartened to learn that your sister you hold dearly is essentially a wandering spirit occupying another's body? Why would I care? Aurora Lee, the one who took me in and shared my life in Cordu, is my sister. I care not for her past. Alger said that in Lord of the Mysteries that no one looks at the stars because it's a warning from spirituality. Oh. Franca seemed to seek Lumine's perspective on her own behalf. You don't find this morally dubious? Do you not consider your sister and me as thieves who appropriated the corpse and lives of others? Do you not have moral dilemmas? I have no morals, Lumine replied. I show kindness to those who are kind to me. It is a... Oh, for fuck's sake. Hope you are right. You are absolutely right. You know what? Fuck it. Let me just... It's too late to post it as a video at this point. Just fuck it. Let me just get the VOD back up at this point. Who the fuck even cares? Hold on. All right. Sorry, Hope, go on. It's available now. Well, I don't remember that comment. That person is already dead. It's a pragmatic use of available resources. If guilt weighs on you, treat her, no, their family well. Perhaps even fulfill some of their wishes. True, Franca nodded. What might occur if individuals like us were to employ soul summoning on ourselves? Could it summon a departed spirit? And if there's an underlying issue with the spirit, Muggle's parents and other relatives likely live in this world, and for some reason she distanced herself from them and refrains from returning. It's unclear whether there's something amiss about them, or if they've come into contact with heretics. Could Roche Louise Samson be the original body's spirit? Is she and some of her family members associated with inevitability? Continuing our investigation in that direction is a possibility. Two other questions arise. Why did Muggle resort to that spell? Did the April Fool members who sold her the spell foresee this? You mentioned that the April Fool's Day was formed by members of the curly-haired baboon society who are disheartened by the future and seek only joy. Could it be that the individuals who sold Aurora that spell hope to endure such amusement? I don't know. I'll take charge of locating the members and delve deeper into their motives. I'll follow the trail of Roche Louise Samson. Can you now tell me of the spell of Harumph? Franca sighed. You gotta tell her now, bro. She's given you so much. Ugh. Ugh. What do you think? I think they probably didn't know. I would assume. I doubt they just did it for shits and giggles. Or maybe they're believers in inevitability. And did that because they wanted to get some specific outcome. I don't know. Let's do one more chess game before we keep reading. Okay, we've been reading for a while. Basically 2 hours straight, okay? Give me a break. Good lord. Unk still uses Internet Explorer? Okay, first of all, you actual old idiot. Internet Explorer doesn't even exist anymore, okay? I do have ad blocker, bro. This is so cringe. I don't know why it's not working here. I do have ad blocker. It's called Microsoft Edge now, idiot. The fact that you don't even know that shows how old you are. Get unlock origins? I literally never used Edge ever, so I don't know. Unlock origins? Oh, you block origins? Got it. Is this guy okay? Did I throw out a conundrum? What's happening? Bro, we're 20 moves in. You've used half your time. That's not good. My situation looks precarious, but like I'm genuinely happy with my position. Dread it. Run from it. Destiny arrives all the same. Is there like a really good move here he's considering, or did his mom just like call him away? Because like I legitimately don't know. Like, he obviously can't take this because easy. Can't take this because he takes. I mean, he can't take it. It's just an even exchange. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's dead. It's over. He died. I killed him. Oh, call the cops! Put me in jail! I just destroyed this man. Rain shit. Thank God, bro. Okay, he DC'd. Okay, cool. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Huge wins. I'm actually curious at the end. I don't care. What did the rating look like? Okay, so it's even. Fucking no one knows what negative 0.5 means, okay? Like, but realistically, I just don't know what... Like, I don't know what he does here is the problem. Like, I legitimately don't know what he does here. I don't know. And die before he loses. Call it what you want, bro. He can take the pawn to the left. What are you talking about? Huh? Huh? Like, I don't know. Okay, we're close to getting to 800, boys. We're close. We're like 2 good games with the queen, my guy. No, thank you. Okay, we don't do that. You don't get it. You're just not seeing it, okay? The road to 1200. Yes, we keep going. We're gonna get back to 1200 so that one day I can say I'm a very average chess player. Is Bleach peak? Bleach is peak, okay? The older I get, the more I realize Bleach is actually better than Naruto, which kind of sucks for me because I love Naruto because it's my first ever anime. But the older I get, the more I realize it's just... it's better. It's a little sad, honestly. No, because I always used to put Naruto way above it because I was like, bro, Naruto's goated. And then as I get older, I'm like, actually, I get it, bro. Get it. I almost crossed 1200 and then had the most horrific diabolical loss that humbled me back to 1050. Yeah. Yeah, that'll do it. Oh, that'll do it. No, I would probably rank it like One Piece, Bleach, Naruto now, which is sad. But hey, Naruto's still goated, okay? It's just Itachi, Madara, Jiraiya also for sure. Kakashi. There's a lot of good characters, okay? Lumen shifted his focus away from the thoughts of Roge Louis Samson, the summoning spell in the April Fools, and began recounting his tale from the start. In the wake of the Cordu disaster, I found myself tainted by the corruption of the evil god. Inevitability. Fortunately, the protection granted to me by Mr. Fool allowed me to retain my sanity. This corruption, a curse and yet a blessing, is now being extracted in stages. As per the instructions of Madam Magician, the aim is to channel this corruption into my power, finding equilibrium with the corresponding sequence characteristic. So what were you referring to as the special contract is essentially the power of a contractee? No wonder you said it's impossible for me to learn it. Since Lumi didn't know the sequence 6 of the inevitability pathway, she deduced that his current state is a sequence 7. Yes. That's why Guillaume Benet doesn't dare to meddle with my fate recklessly. The degree of corruption within me is substantial. To require Mr. Fool's safeguard means that there's godhood involved. Could there be a chance for me to receive similar boons? Lord of the Mysteries and Fight and Scale? Bleach? I mean... yes? But it's also that Bleach has the limitation of being in manga and being in anime, whereas Lord of the Mysteries, because it's a web novel, it can be so much more like nebulous and like complex because the words can get away. Like, try to really think about the fight of Klein and Amon. Imagine animating that. What the fuck are we talking about? Its scale is going to be greatly reduced, and it has to be. It's not a bad thing. It's just because it wouldn't make any fucking sense in visual form. If you say power, then Lord of the Mysteries over Bleach? Yeah, I mean, the only one in Bleach that would even have a chance would be Yuha Baha. Maybe you could argue it that that Omen Yama might be there, just because his flames burn so hot he could just burn through concepts as you're trying to attack him. I don't know, like Do you want to give everything a shot? Lumen clicked his tongue. Are you prepared to seek out the Great Mother, engaged in daily cycles of pregnancy, childhood, rebirth? I was musing. Engaging in risky business following an evil god is out of the question for me. The immediacy of gaining Mr. Fool's protection is by merely brushing against the power of an evil god is much like you, is a rarity indeed. This isn't a brush against power. The power of inevitability is sealed within me. In essence, I beseech Mr. Fool and the corruption within for a boon instead of the entity known as the inevitability. This approach is vital for my survival, or I risk become unrecognizable. To prevent any indirect... just tell me of the spell of Harumph, Frank said. To prevent any indirect influences from inevitability, I gave up on the strange creatures that accompanied the knowledge bestowed by the boon, and gained a wealth of information of spirit world creatures by Madam Magician. You know the rest. The spell of Harumph originates from a creature that I summoned. Initially, I aimed to summon the Shadow of Shriek, but due to my invocation being witnessed by Mr. Fool or my incantation lacking precision, but the entity I summoned greatly diverged from the description of the Shadow of Shriek. Lumen delineated the relevant summoning incantation, the concept driving its formulation. Fish scale armor, spell of Harumph. Franka muttered these names to herself while gazing at the sketch. Is there an issue? That armored shadow might be from our world. The world that you guys come from? Lumen asked. Yes, it made sense. There are many countries in our world, and the culture and language from each country is different. The armored shadow is very similar to some entity in the myths and legends of the country your sister and I come from. You're from the same country as Aurora? Lumion asked. Did Mr. Fool's might, combined with my imprecise incantation, summon the armored shadow from your world? Or did he transmigrate long ago? If it's the former, it could signify a bridge between our two worlds, implying the potential for our return. If it's the latter, how did he use the capabilities of our original world? Does Lord of the Mysteries have more fights than AOT or Bleach or less? I haven't read Lord of the Mysteries, only watched season 1 anime. I mean, I would say a relatively comparable amount. Maybe less than Bleach, because every single fucking episode in Bleach has like 2 fights, but AOT for sure, yeah. Ichigo scales higher than Yuha? At the end, yeah, he does. This is true. Resolving these mysteries could inch her closer to the truth of transmigration. Can you summon the armored shadow? I'm keen to witness it, Franka said. I have a pact with him. The need to invoke Mr. Fool's incantation is eliminated for precise summonings. Nonetheless, I perceive him to be immediately dangerous. While under Mr. Fool's aegis, the danger is mitigated. But if that protection wanes, we could well find ourselves dead. Yet we remain sheltered by Mr. Fool. So what is our course of action? Let's wait until I gather 100,000 Vril of gold and fulfill the contract. By doing so, the Pack's power shall act as our shield, enabling us to figure out why the Armored Shadow demands such a substantial sum. That's all we can do for now. Did you complete Vinland Saga manga? Oh, my top 5 anime of all time? Oh, fuck. Okay, sorry. Are we just, by the way, no, Pushkar did that. Are we just talking anime or like manga and stuff? Just anime? Just anime. Hold on. Let me find my anime list. Hold on. I have a... Fuck, no, please. Shit, I might just crash my... Fuck. Oh, no, that's okay. Let me open up my anime list. Hold on. I have my personal one. I will make one under my pseudonym so that I can have one publicly available. But I do have an older one, like a personal one. Bear with me. Let me find it. Because off the top of my head, I can only think of like 2 of my top 5, and that's not good. I've watched literally hundreds of anime. It'll take me a while. Yeah, trust me, brother. I know. No, completed. Completed. It's loading. Give me a second, okay? Give me a second. Let me see what I rated 10s and then just rank order them in my head really quickly, okay? Give me 2 minutes, okay? I'm just trying to find it. Okay, Death Note is a 10. I don't think I would put that near my top 5, though. A Silent Voice. Okay, A Silent Voice is definitely up there. Fuck, okay. A Silent Voice is probably like 2 or 3 for me. I love that. I love A Silent Voice. Okay, Code Geass is number 1 for me, for sure. I love Code Geass, okay? I will fight with this to the fucking grave. I love Code Geass. Number 2, I will probably give it to A Silent Voice. I love that anime. Number 3, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. God, there's a lot of JoJo's that's ranked really high here. Number 4, Vinland Saga, I think. 5, I don't know, I'll give it to AOT or something. I don't know. Don't even remind me, okay? Just don't remind me. 5 is a bit of a toss-up, though. 5 I could give to, like, AOT. I could also really, really give it to Steins Gate. Steins Gate was such a mindfuck. I love it. I did watch Frieren, yes. Steins Gate, I think was really good. Fuck, dude, I'm not even including One Piece. You're right, Grand Sector. One Piece is too long to be on here, though, honestly. Steins Gate, one of the AOTs, Odd Taxi. Oh no. I actually did like that one. Bleach or JJK? I have come to the realization I'm becoming a One Piece hater. No, I don't. I don't hate One Piece. It's just, it's too long for me to put it at that. Like, fucking Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood did it in what is it, 70, 60? Is it less than that? FMA Brotherhood. 64 episodes. It made a coherent, well-built world. It made a great cast of characters. They all went through like amazing plot progression. And it's like not even one arc of One Piece. And you're like, what the fuck? It's like, it's difficult for me to equalize that, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, I think I'd put it there. Violet Evergarden, I really like, but its animation is really good. Its story isn't anywhere near the top 5 area. But its animation is master. Love it. Eventually, Soul Eater is also up there, by the way. I love Soul Eater, okay? It's also very weird, but I like Soul Eater. Bleach, better than One Piece and CSO, what's that? Chainsaw Man, I don't really rank as highly as most people do. I don't know why. I don't get the love for it, honestly. Like it's fine. Don't get me wrong, it's a solid like 7 or 8, but like probably closer to 7, honestly. The way people glaze the shit out of that. Given I've only watched the anime, I want to be clear. Damn, bro. Yeah, exactly, Harsh, right? And the problem is that arcs are so long. On my anime list, I have 120 anime uncompleted. All anime? I don't even... And I haven't updated this in a while, so I'm sure this is longer. Okay. Yeah, that's probably my top 4. Initially, her intention had been to promptly corroborate the situation concerning the armored shadow and extract pertinent insights. Subsequently, inform the curly-haired baboon society, pooling their collective efforts to unearth viable solutions. After a period of immersion in the summoning incantation, it became evident that Franka's success rate in summoning was quite low, presumably due to imprecise methodology. While it was possible that a Shadow of Shriek could be summoned, Lumion surmised that omitting a particular descriptive line like Lumion Lee's contracted creature, the target could be pinpointed more precisely. As evening approached, Anthony Reed, masquerading as a clerk, made his return to apartment 601. How'd it go? Lumion asked. I trailed the lady and everyone else to 20 Rue de la Terrasse within the library district. It appears to be an alternate residence, akin to a safe house. Should we maintain surveillance? No need. Periodic checks to ensure they haven't left will suffice. Why? Jenna asked. Behind them stands an organization known as the Sinners. Did you watch Tapoki? I don't even know what that is, honestly. Oh, Tapoki's Original Sin. No, I have not seen this. Is it good? Yes. Behind them stands an organization known as the Sinners. Their point of contact is likely aware of Guillaume Benny's demise, prompting them to disengage and erase any traces, making investigations thorny. Yet, if the Sinners find that they manage to evade our pursuits and that there's no surveillance, what may come to pass? Perhaps a connection will be re-established. Only authentic non-surveillance can establish the Sinners that the issue has faded. They could then become active anew, crawling out from their rat's nest. Heavenly Delusion? Like 5 times? Goddamn. Only authentic. Damn it, Jenna cursed. Ciel is so sinister. Anthony, having gathered significant intel, claimed 2/3 of the final 15,000 world aura, leaving Jenna with only a share of 5,000. As banknotes were deftly stowed away, Anthony turned to Lumion. I'm eager to delve into the secrets surrounding Hugh Artois. I hope to begin soon. Very well, Lumion smiled. Jenna was set to glean relevant details from the purifiers, and Franka was highly excited about the armored shadow matter. I have acquaintances. Oh yeah. I have acquaintances in Lone. I'll see if I can obtain a battle record from the Lone military. It may shed some new light on the situation. Good idea, Anthony said. On Rue Anarchy, Foresight's bustling knights, Lumion, relinquishing the task of divining the incantation of Franca, walked up towards Auberge de Cote d'Or. His intent was to summon the messenger of Miss Magician, intending to relay matters regarding Guillaume Benet, the Sinner's organization in the Armored Shadow. Under the cool embrace of the night, Lumion's thoughts unfurled. After learning about Franca, the shared trait amongst the curly-haired baboon society, Lumion's impression of Aurora crystallized. Of course, the vagueness was something he didn't understand. It's no wonder that Aurora severed her familial ties. It's no wonder that she harbors a disinclination towards Trier. No wonder she says weird things and likes to explain to me what they mean. No wonder her novels were different from contemporary ones. No wonder she likes to say a certain philosopher from home. Only to substitute it with Roselle once said, it was a place she could never return to. Simultaneously, Lumion gained an understanding of the symbolic elements in his dream. Aurora's acquisition of the land previously occupied by a deceased warlock, embodying her possession of Roche Louis Sanson's body. Ooh, how's it going, man? Just got a second to myself? No worries. Yes. It's Eid. Yes. Consequently, might the legendary warlock Roche Louis Samson symbolize the original adherence of inevitability? Consequently, the Mr. Poet failed to determine this because he lacked crucial information. As his thoughts raced, Lumion returned to room 207 to find a letter on the table. A letter? Doesn't seem like Madame Magician's. 2 simple lines graced the parchment. I have arrived in Trier. Hella. Let's go, baby! Oh, let's go. No worries, Zuth. You're good, man. You're good. I appreciate you being here. Here, let's sweat it. Thank you, thank you.
Close your eyes, come to me. Close your eyes.
Wait, Chuck Norris died? You're kidding. What? Oh my god, he did. Joe Green? Ah, shit, bro. No, Joe Green's alive. What? It's a hoax. He's alive. Fucking hell. Nah, Joe Green's alive. Fuck. NFL legend Mean Joe Green alive. Steelers say after online death hoax. Steelers shut down viral rumor that Joe Green has died. How vicious lie about Joe Green for the internet. He's good. You're fine. Magicians speculate. Fuck that. Madame Hella has arrived in Trier. She had advised Lumion to keep a vigilant watch over Muggle's familiar routes, surmising it to be a promising avenue of investigation. Pushkar, he's a retired NFL player. Sheer coincidence, or is there another reason? Lumion pondered briefly before easing into his seat. In succinct prose, he delayed the day's occurrences, his discourse with Franca and the conundrum of the armored shadow. While he withheld no mention of Hella's arrival, he refrained from disclosing the fact that the curly-haired Baboon Society's members hailed from another world. Lumion received a response from Madame Magician approximately half an hour later. Giving up on the creature accompanying the boon and autonomously choosing a contract partner from the spirit world was a prudent choice. Your transition into an inevitability hunter with the bestowed of the inevitability pathway proves that my subtle guidance bore fruit after all. At this point, Lumion was a little puzzled. When had Madame Magician ever hinted at foregoing the strange creatures that came with the boon? Suddenly, a realization surged forth, before praying for the contractee boon. Unaware that the mystical knowledge it brought would encompass contract targets, Madame Magician had offered him information on creatures from the spirit world. It was a hint, but why did it have to be so subtle? After figuring this out, Lumion lowered his head and resumed reading Madame Magician's response. Sinners, a secret organization veneering inevitability. They've been around for 6 years. Its origins can be traced back to the closing stages of the Lone Kingdom, the Fasak Empire, and the Intes Republic War. Roche Louise Samson, the name you mentioned, may have been an adherent to inevitability, though perhaps not granted its boons. In sum, that war provided evil gods more crevices for invading our world. You've likely discerned the close connection between Rose Louise Samson and your sister. To an extent, they are one, yet wholly distinct personas. Much like Rebirth, your sister carried a prior background, resurrecting within the body of the departed. According to the normative progression, your sister should have taken a path. Integration of Roche's memories and sentiments, internal conflict, a prelude to dissociative identity disorder, self-harmony, embracing a fresh existence. If self-reconciliation fell short, engaging a genuine psychiatrist was a prerequisite. Judging your sister's behavior, even if her self-harmony remained incomplete, she fared reasonably well for the first 5 years. Likely her disquiet was manageable, yet she found Roche's association with an evil god unacceptable. This unresolved matter led to the opening for the soul-summoning spell. Just as you're puzzled, why would she want to use the spell on herself? I suspect that the Sinners is not only an organization, but also a sequence. The inevitability, the entity known as inevitability does have the authority over the past, present, and future. You glimpsed this, did you not? Sinners of the past and sufferers of the present, do they not harmonize splendidly? Or what begets future? It was relatively calm now, the real Louise Samson's revival or Aurora's association, and the vestiges of a spirit unraveling. He could embrace hardship. He could embrace either without much hardship. The armored shadow problem is quite complicated. Neither you nor the Two of Cups have privy to specifics at this moment. In fact, prior to your summoning of such a shadow, I had only heard of analogous terms from the Hanged Man. He comes across 3 or 4 times, one even in your dream. In the future, as you summon the Armored Shadow again and fulfill your commitment, remember to write to me and inform me of any changes. Mr. Hanged Man, the holder of the Hanged Man card in the Tarot Club, responsible for addressing the problem with the other world. Lumin's mind engaged earnestly, realizing Madam Magician's implicit message. Entailing a matter of high caliber, details are beyond you for now. I will notify you the timing of the final psychiatric treatment. Your mystical item should be ready within a week. Meet Hela, no concerns on my end. You may even hint that Aurora's anomaly may have stemmed from the sale of the soul summoning spell by the April Fool member, gauging her reaction. As for telling her about the Armored Shadow, it is up to you and the Two of Cups. After completing this, Lumin composed a letter to Hela. Honorable Madam Hela, if it suits you, let's meet tomorrow at 10 Quartier de l'Observatoire's Little Crow Cafe. Lumin planned to choose a meeting spot in the market district he knew, but the risk of the Iron and Bud Cross Order spotting him was quite high. The glass bottle or whatever? When the time came, if there was something amiss with Hela, he would draw the danger to the dance hall that set his nerves on edge. He wanted to see if he could manipulate the troublemakers there. After receiving Hela's response and confirming time and place, Lumin returned to Rue de Bleu Blanche with the Earth Blood Core. Why are you here again? Franca asked. Where's Jenna? What do you need to know? She received a payment and left to visit her brother, Franca said. Did I mention Armored Shadow? He asked, bringing up his meeting with Hela. Not yet. Let's wait till we have a clearer picture. For now, don't mention me either. Act as if we've never met. You truly are suspicious of everyone, Lumin chuckled. Obtainability from the pathway. It is pretty cool. All potteries are just a variety of giggity. Giggity. Yes, I'm going to Rue de Fontaine to find Gardner, Franca said. I'm going to introduce him to some real pleasure. I don't have much of a choice, since neither you or Jenna are helping me. I need to find someone who can. I'll also tell Gardner that I took part in your operation against your enemy at Jenna's request, and that I got a share of the spoils. I thought you'd keep it a secret. He's actually pretty suspicious. In most cases, telling the truth works better than keeping things from him. The ritualistic incantation has been divined, and the spelling incantation is His Grace. And the usage incantation are cow, sheep, and dog. Depends on the type of hide used. Everything in Hermes. The dispelling incantation is... wait, hold on. Of course, he didn't forget to lock the door for Franca. The following morning... Jojo's... Have you seen... Part 7? Oh no, is it out? Is Steel Ball run out? I've not seen it if it's out. It is out! Oh my god, we gotta watch it. Yes, we gotta watch it. Let's go. Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. Okay, I gotta watch it. Up yesterday? Oh shit, no, I gotta watch it. The following morning on Rue d'Ancien, Lumin walked amongst the vintage buildings, realizing that Salle de Ball Unique and Lone Bar remained closed at this hour. A postman pedaled in a blue floral coat. Lumin diverted his gaze from the firmly shut door of Salle de Ball Unique and continued to stroll, heading to the cafe named The Little Cow. Alright, boys. Let's do one more chapter and let's call it there, okay? It's nearly a 3 hour... It's basically... It's a 3 hour stream. Quite good. Steel Ball Run, my beloved. I think that's true. It's true. 3:38. Hello. Listen, we made good progress today. Okay. We'll do stream tomorrow as well. It'll be later because we're going to watch a movie tomorrow. So, okay. It'll be a little bit later, but we'll have a day stream, and then obviously day stream Sunday. Little Cow cafes served the working class folks of nearby streets, offering them affordable lunch and breakfast. When Lumion finally arrived, the bustling breakfast rush had subsided. The cafe only had a handful of customers, and the staff seemed somewhat fatigued. After placing an order for a cup of coffee, Lumion settled into the designated spot, awaiting Hella. As the cuckoo clock on the wall struck the hour, a woman pushed open the door and stepped in, clad in an intriguing black dress, emitting an enigmatic aura. Upon spotting the woman, Lumion straightened up and scrutinized her. Her skin possessed an unnaturally pale complexion. She's a fucking vampire, isn't she? Oh my fucking cringe! As if she had been shielded from sunlight for an extended period of time. Light golden hair cascaded naturally over her shoulders, though soft yet lacking in luster. Her eyes seemed to absorb all natural light, rendering them dark and impervious, revealing their true color. Though her facial features were rather attractive, they didn't leave a distinct impression on Lumion. Her icy demeanor didn't create distance, it seemed to emanate from within her, causing the ambient temperature to drop. Before Lumion could discern more, the woman seated herself and said, "Muggle's brother?" Although Lumion had already surmised this was Hella, her directness caught him off guard. He hadn't expected her to appear without any attempt at disguise. Lumion didn't use Nee's face or mystery-prying glasses, but he usually employed basic disguises, relying on his distinct golden black hair and simple makeup. Perhaps this is a form of disguise and I just can't tell. Madam Hella, Lumion smiled. May I offer you something to drink? A glass of absinthe, triple espresso. Liquor at 10 a.m. Quite my match. And a triple shot. Sleepless nights or a night of drinking? Once the light green absinthe and a strong Ream espresso arrived, Lumion surveyed the surroundings to ensure a secure environment. Hella downed half the glass of absinthe in a swift motion, her face regaining some color. Setting the glass down, she turned a ring on her middle finger and used her left thumb and index finger. The ring possessed a simple elegance. As Hella rotated the ring, she said, "No one can eavesdrop now." Impressive. This goes beyond Franca. Truly befitting a member of the curly-haired baboon society. "I've made some new discoveries," he said. "I've caught Guillaume Benet." Hella's response was a simple nod. Commencing with Benet, Lumion recounted the transformation of Muggle Aurore, detailing the peculiarities that arose. In conclusion, he presented a stack of papers. "This is the grimoire my sister penned 3 months prior to the spread of inevitability in Cordu. Please share it and ascertain any irregularities." Throughout the narrative, Hella remained an attentive listener, yet her emotional fluctuations and facial expressions remained limited. Only when Lumion mentioned the second appearance of the lizard-like elf and uttered the name Roche Louise Sampson did she exhibit a frown. I haven't watched a single... Kami, bro, you're missing out on the peakest of peak. Listen, I didn't want to say it before when Grand Sector was here. All I'm going to say is he asked for my 1 through 5, okay? JoJo's is actually number 0, okay? It's sequence 0 on my list, okay? Fucking love JoJo's, bro. Hella, who had remained silent, perused the grimoire silently, her pace almost supernatural. Within 5 or 6 minutes, she extracted a page from the notebook. It bore the summoning spell that Aurora documented. Only members of the curly-haired baboon society and those sharing common experiences would detect the issue. I'm gonna watch this, I don't watch. Hella raised the absinthe once more, finishing it in a single gulp. What are your thoughts on the matter of the lizard-like elf? I've heard rumors that heaven has banished a group of elves in recent times. Among them are some that bear resemblance to lizards, Lumin responded, opting to present the account provided by investigator Ryan. I possess certain insight into these elves and have concluded a degree of study on them. They were not banished from heaven. It's plausible they originated from an alternative realm, aligning certain folklore and events in alternative realms. Coupled with the passage of time, they may have allowed elements from certain realms to permeate into through the spirit world and enter our world. At present, this is a hypothesis. I haven't substantiated it yet. I simply wish to convey that I've studied the phenomenon of these elves in recent years and encountered the lizards myself as you described. Not true elves, Lumina expressed. I will continue to search for similar motifs in elf legends and various sources, Hella said. This is likely where your sister's problems originate, she said, pointing to the soul-summoning spell. He was genuinely curious to hear Hella's perspective, but he didn't expect her to reveal the most closely guarded secrets of the curly-haired baboon society as Franca had. I've had numerous interactions with your sister, Hella continued, and discerned that she may have been grappling with some psychological turmoil rooted in her family. Something is amiss with her biological family. Consequently, your sister had no recourse but to distance herself and seek refuge. It mirrors your gradual realization of Cordu's growing abnormality and prompting your desire to escape. That is why I directed your attention to this avenue of investigation. And now, one should employ the soul-summoning spell detailed in this notebook upon themselves. It's highly likely that your sister's psychological distress will escalate into a mental ailment, causing true dissociation. Are you suggesting Roche Louis Sanson is a dissociated persona of my sister? The foundation of inevitability's faith from her biological family? This deduction, while refraining from disclosing the most closely guarded secret of the society, seemed to be the most logical conclusion. The situation may be even more complicated than a case of dissociated identity disorder. There seems to be some bizarre mystical phenomena. That, however, remains contingent upon your future investigations. Is there any issue with the April Fool members who sold the spell to my sister? Did they foresee a scenario like this? It is suspicious, Hella said, but I cannot definitively be sure. I intend to probe further. Although it might take a considerable time, as you are aware, the organizational structure of our society is quite unique and informal, and my connections with the individuals are limited. I understand, Lumin said. In reality, you are the most suitable candidate to investigate this, but you lack the prerequisites. Why do you say that? Lumin asked. If you possessed a beyonder power to physically alter your appearance, you could transform into Muggle and participate in gatherings yourself. Then, as the occasion arises, you could observe any members who act oddly to Muggles' presence or display signs of abnormality, even employing yourself as bait to draw them out. Can I really pull off being my sister even with an item like this, especially within your society? Lumion asked. He wasn't familiar with their world and its intricacies. How could he bridge the communication gap? Just a sentence or two and he could blow his cover. Let's go. Alright, boys. I think we'll end it there. 3:38. That's pretty good. We started at 3:28, so really we're like a solid 10 chapters in. 11 really. Good stream, 3 hours. If I was a kami, I'd likely be eaten because in truth I'm like, I have no fucking idea. Uncle washed? What? Harsh, even now you can't give me my flowers? Fuck you, bro. Even now? Fuck you. Okay? Fuck you. Bro, the COI chapters are longer, okay? You can fuck right off. Fuck you. No, let's just compare. Where is Dara right now? What chapters is she on? Hold on. What chapters is she on? No, give me the fucking... What chapters is she on? Let's go. I'm just gonna take this chapter right here. How long is it? What chapter, motherfuckers? What chapters is she on? I don't know. I don't know where she is right now. 970. Okay, cool. Okay, chapter 970 exactly, okay? Is 1766 words. The chapter I just read is... $26.02. You can suck my dick, okay? No wonder it's taking me longer. Fuck right off. Cringe shit, okay? Okay, alright, that's it. Alright, I'm done vindicating myself. Fuck off. Alright, I was expecting I don't know, something nice for a fucking... Never mind. Yeah, that was too much to expect, clearly. Fuck you guys. Piss right off. Alright, bye. That's it. I'm out. Fuck you guys.